We OG, we OG. Oh no, G. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got D or no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload, yeah. Experts on reload, yeah. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got D or no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock, ayy. Rooms is coming, everybody on a knot, ayy. It's a nuisance, Ordinal Revolution, ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, is my guy for real, bro? Got French right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, like it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nookies on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me. Bitcoin's alive, what you gon' do? Mempool fees are high. Ordinal. Where does it stop? Nobody knows. It's a revolution, ayy. Bitcoin is the one, no substitution, ayy. With Shizzy and Yagobi, it's Ordinal Revolution.
Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin Ordinal ecosystem. What is up, guys? What is going on? We are live for another Ordinal hour, and it's going to be a really, really good one. I'm into controversy again today. I came at the Bitmappers, the crybabies, which they weren't always like that, though. These guys have just non-stop cried, and I'll be attending the Bitmap news space later today as well. That should be fun to go in and just tell these guys to stop crying. I'm not saying the Bitmap news guy, he's the only one really putting out content, but it's just so funny that a group of people, a team of Bitmappers, right? They just cry. It's time to stop crying, guys. Start making content for Bitmap. Start putting it out there. I'm calling you guys out, because I'm tired of the whining. I'm tired of the crying, Bitmappers. It's time. If you guys want to expand Bitmap, start building on it. Start creating stuff. Start doing more spaces. Start onboarding more people. And stop crying about these bots and shit. You guys sound like a bunch of losers. Build on Bitmap. If you want more, build on it. I'm tired of the crying. I'm calling out all those guys. 9 Urban, 422. You guys are just crybabies. Build. Show us something. Stop crying. All right, that's my rant for today. We got a great show for you guys today. We're going to get into a lot of cool stuff. We're going to talk about Fractal Bitcoin. We're going to talk about some stuff with BitSmiley. We're going to talk about some runes, some BRC20s. And remember, my debate with Francis, runes versus BRC20s, sponsored by ORNJ. That'll be Thursday. That should be fun and exciting. We're going to be giving away $1,000 of ORNJ. And maybe some other stuff. I mean, Damon from Orange, he gave us $1,000 USDT. I was going to go buy ORNJ with it and give that away. And he's like, no, I'll give away the ORNJ. You guys can figure out what you guys want to do with the USDT. We're going to give that away. We don't want to keep it. We want to do things with it. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. So tune in Thursday. Francis doing Uncensored. Shout out to Francis. I appreciate him coming on. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. And it's going to be a debate, right? I love controversy. I love shaking things up, and that's what I do. And it should be another version of that. But without further ado, I'm bringing my partner here, as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What is going on?
What's up, man? So I was stirring up some controversy today, right? I was shaking the Bitmappers up, making them cry.
When are you not?
But how are you today? How was your Tuesday morning?
Good. I feel refreshed. Going out of town back-to-back weeks is tough. I think everybody likes their comfort of their own home and stuff like that, and so it feels good. I was able to really get situated yesterday and played some ball last night. Feel good this morning, and I'm feeling good about Bitcoin. I feel like Bitcoin is showing strength here. The bounce back looks really strong compared to the alts, right? The alts obviously dipped really hard. Bitcoin did too, but the buyback there it just showed like how many large entities are here for this cycle. So
Yeah, for sure. What are we're going on what 65,000 now, right? You said
65. No, they didn't jump that high. 56 though.
55,
You had
56,
you had
56,
the
right? I mixed
numbers
my numbers up
listed
a little
there.
bit.
56.1. Yesterday I was, it's pretty simple yesterday with that descending triangle popping up. It was an easy call with a pattern that's very recognizable, and that's exactly what it was. Just so easy to call that we were going back to 55, 5, 56, and that's where we are this morning.
We just got off a meeting with Sam from Ferothium, and he was kind of saying how this could feel like a dead cat bounce. You kind of had some words with that. Do you think this is a dead cat bounce, or do you think this is resurrection? We went down, grabbed liquidity, and now we're coming back up to take out that 72.
So I don't necessarily think we're going to go grab that 72 right away, but I was wrong, thinking that 72 was up there and we were exhausted at 69, 70. But we didn't, you could tell the price action did not want to break through 70K. It just didn't. Like, we had multiple attempts at 69. Yes, I think we might have barely touched 70, but it didn't get anywhere from there, right? So the pullback was there, and then this happened, right? But for us to bounce back to 56, yes, it could be a dead cat bounce. We'll have to see here, but I just think Bitcoin's strong regardless, right? It didn't last long at 49. Bounced up pretty quick. People saw it as very cheap fire sell. So yeah, I don't think this is a dead cat bounce, but we'll see. And if we need some further confirmation to know that.
It feels like Morgan Stanley is very happy with the dip because they just told their 15,000 wealth advisors that they can start pitching clients to buy Bitcoin ETFs by BlackRock and Fidelity starting today. Right. So that goes on the live. So Morgan Stanley's like, okay, go ahead. If we saw this dip now, go start pitching people this ETF and stuff like that. So not only now do you have, people like us who are just crazy and just constantly buy, but you also have, 15,000 wealth advisors now knocking on doors saying, hey, there's a new product in town. Would you like to invest in it? And we think that the growth value could be 100, 200, 300% in the next couple of years. So this is huge to me. And the fact that they waited until it dipped back into the 50s or even 40s to really start going with this.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, right? Their client portfolio, the upper scale client portfolio that maybe was hesitant before, or some of these entities that were hesitant before realized that that was most likely a mistake. This gives them another chance to enter this asset class, right? Or this asset, specifically Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And so this is an opportunity, I think, for those investors that are in that higher class of investing in terms of amount that they're able to invest. And so this is another chance for them to get in before the real rise up. So they're looking at this as an opportunity, right? Not only for them, but for their clients, to build trust in an asset that seems to be showing really good strength.
So every day at like 4 o'clock, the ETFs have to settle their daily, buys and sells, right? And there's no sells. Even with this massive crash from Friday to Monday, you got to remember you can't sell an ETF over the weekend, right? You have to wait till Monday at 9 a.m. And I went and looked and seen the outflows of Bitcoin. It just didn't happen unless like the inflows just crushed it, right? So every single day, these ETF, BlackRock and Fidelity, they're just being filled up with Bitcoin. These people are being advised to buy more and hold. It seems like the Jeets or the Jeters, it's happening on using exchanges like Binance, OKX, and Coinbase. It's not happening through the ETFs. And I think that is, really big because it just shows you that, the people that are buying the ETF, they're older, right? They're, in my opinion, they're not this tech savvy people. They want exposure to Bitcoin, but they don't want to deal with the ins and outs of how to custodian it and all that stuff, right? They just want the exposure to it, and that's it, which is fine because, you know, that still gives you exposure. And if these wealth providers are, you know, not going to screw people over. And I don't think BlackRock's going to screw anyone over. It's safe in that way to get exposure to Bitcoin, and I think it's huge. And the fact that nobody is selling and they're being advised to buy more and hold, that's huge, because these people that they're not just going to be, they're not going to call in Fidelity up or BlackRock up and say, hey, or to the ETF provider. Their wealth's being managed by somebody, and these people, you know, they're doing everything for them on their behalf. They don't even know that they're buying Bitcoin, but their wealth providers are promising giant returns.
Yeah. And I think that's an underrated positive effect of the ETFs, is that these are people that are trying to hold. They're not trying to flip short term necessarily, right? And when they call in and say, hey, they want to sell, I'm sure that their advisors are advising them and saying what you want to sell before the big rush up. You know what I mean? So that is actually a really bullish positive effect from these Bitcoin ETFs, is that they have to take an extra step. And so most of these investors are longer term investors. And so we'll see how that's going to roll into, you know, full blown bull market, right? Because they are buying every day the ETFs and in large amounts. So it's going to be very, very interesting. I'm excited about it. And 131 people are excited about it that are watching right now. So we appreciate all you guys.
All right, we're getting to the Bitcoin fear and greed. This is nuts. So last week was a 67. Yesterday was a 26. Isn't that insane? Crazy. What do you think last night at 8 p.m. was? I'm gonna give you a hint. It was below 20.
Wow. Jeez. Well, I wouldn't imagine it'd be too much below. So 18.
Close. Yeah, you're always off by one. Wow, congratulations. You pretty much got it on that one.
Oh wow.
Extreme fear. Yeah. So obviously today it's probably going to change again, but this thing has been all over the place. I mean, we saw like 70, 80 last week, and now we're seeing 17 this week. We're probably going to see somewhere between 25 and 26 and 30 going into tonight, and maybe even like 50 by Friday again, because I do think this dip is over. I think that we went down to 40 and it's over. I'm on your boat. I don't think we're going to see 72 next week, but I think we see it by September. I think we see it in the last week of August, or maybe the first week of September, leading up into that September 17th, where Jerome Powell's going to cut rates. It's not a matter of will he cut rates, it's how much he will cut rates now, right? So leading into that, I think we're going to have huge monster weeks for Bitcoin. And I think once we break and liquidity really starts coming in, rates get cut, I think by October we'll see all-time highs again.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, right? You know, everybody's waiting for the rate cuts to happen in September. And when that happens, typically there'll be like 2 months of pretty strong buy pressure in the stock market. And I imagine Bitcoin will, you know, jump on that and possibly just end the year, you know, with, you know, all-time highs and stuff like that. I don't think we get crazy until next year, but hitting an all-time high at the end of this year, you know, makes sense.
Amen. All right, it's about the time we dig into the Bitcoin price action, brought to you by the great people at Bitperp. They are a perp exchange. Will be on Botonics. I'm gonna get that one day. I promise you.
Yeah, because he's getting confused with Bionics, which is
dude.
XCP layer 2 by Bob Bartley. But yeah, Botonics is a Bitcoin layer 2 that's you know, has a lot more and more builders from the Bitcoin ecosystem jumping on there. But yeah, if you guys could, on the YouTube side, if you're not subscribed, you need to subscribe. Hit the notification so you know when we go live, and smash that like for us, guys. It helps us out a ton. And on the Twitter side, guys, like our post, please, or our space, and share that for us so we can get as many people in here educated as possible. But let me share my chart here for Bitcoin and what is happening right now. All right. So this was yesterday when we went through the charts. We could see that descending triangle that popped up here. And that was pretty obvious, like I said. And I called, you know, 60 or 55, 56,000. And that's what happened. And that's what, you know, led into creating this pole really for this bull flag. And that's what formed today, this morning, right? So we are hanging out at 56,000. What I see for the rest of the day, really, it depends if we can continue this buy pressure here, right? We see the buy pressure. It did start to die down, which makes pretty much this bull flag possible, right? Because a typical bull flag will be a pull that goes up, and then you see some descent, and then it pops up to finish that bull flag. So this kind of makes sense. But what we did do is we opened back up, and you can see right here, if I click this, I'm afraid it's going to reset everything, but you can see right here, this green candle on the MACD turned dark green again, and it got a little bit bigger. So really, we need to see how strong this bull flag plays out. If it plays out pretty strong, then we could, stay in the buy pressure for a bit longer, possibly see 56.5, 57, but eventually probably come back down. So I do see kind of chop for the rest of today, maybe get back down to 55.5. But first, before that, we might see 56.5, 57. So I would say the low end range, probably 55,000 for today. The high end range, probably not much more than like 57,000, right? I know it's a $2,000 swing, but we really need to see how this bull flag plays out. So that's what's happening on the hour chart. You can see here on the 8-hour chart, which I need to reset. That is one thing that they need to work on here, and I'll talk to them about that, is the 8-hour chart. So we did see some reversal. We talked about this yesterday. We said, the 1-hour chart can really, change 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart can change the 8-hour chart. We all know that. So that seems to be what's happening here. We could see if this like on the 8-hour chart, if we get that descending triangle here as well, right, to start popping back up. If we do, we could see some bounce in the next week to possibly 60,000 range, right, for the next week. I think really price to me right now, I'm not so worried about it, just because of the strength I see in Bitcoin right now, when everything else like really tanked, and Bitcoin did take a big hit. It got to 49,000. That's the lowest that we've seen all year, before getting up to that 74,000, hitting that all-time high. But bouncing back like we did, we're going to find out here in the next week if it is a dead cat bounce, right? And if we can get back to 60,000, just a nice smooth transition back, that would be a really positive sign for the second half of August. So as of right now, we are in this descending triangle type pattern, to see if we can pop up to finish that pattern. And then maybe we follow that 1-hour chart. I know that 8 hours is a big different forecast, but we could kind of develop a pole here into maybe a bull flag to finish August out. That's the hope. But that's what we're seeing on the shorter time frame. 55,000 the low, 57,000 probably the higher end. And then for the rest of the next week here, we can see if we can form this bull flag. But like I said, I feel good about where we are with Bitcoin's price. It looks strong. It feels strong to me, and I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah, it looks very trendy, doesn't it? Like the green on the 8 hours looks very trendy. It looks like when the trend changes, sometimes you get some red, some green, and then a little bit of red, but the trend didn't change, right? It's kind of just stayed flat. And it looks to me like every time the green trends differently, it changes. And it looks like we're about to see that again. And I think you're right. I do think we see some upward momentum. Maybe we get like 7 or 8, maybe 9 green candles in a row here to kind of keep that trend going. I'm not saying we don't go back down, but this looks like the trend has changed on the 8 hours.
Well, we need further confirmation for that. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. If we get like 3,
we get a couple of green candles here, that will give us further confirmation for that. But yeah, so that's kind of what we're seeing in the short term and the longer term. And guys, this Bitcoin price action segment is brought to you by Bitperp. They should be launching around September, October. I believe we'll get further confirmation on that, but they are a Bitcoin layer 1 asset perps DEX, right? So you can have leverage, and they do up to 100x is what they say here. So definitely stay tuned for more updates on that.
Yep, I agree. All right. We'll kind of get into some news here. Oh, jump into the roll call first. Let's see who's here. That matters. And I'm gonna remember who's here, especially when we're picking some winners for Thursday. So you guys need to show up each and every day, man. I promise you it'll be worth it. PJNZ, congratulations to you. You are number one. You have won today. You are the man. Shizzy when Lambo. Tuesday. Tuesday is when Lambo. I don't know if it's this Tuesday, but I just know it'll be a Tuesday. I promise you. Mr. Hanky, the Christmas poo. He loves me and I love you. Crypto Cats is here. Shout out to her. Always bringing the rocket ships. Reziak is here. Mike's World is in the building. Shout out to Mike's World. Always here, man. Appreciate you, Mike. Webdro is here. I walk alone. He said, if you're not fully allocated, are you even trying? Let's effing go. I walk alone, so smash that like button and share everywhere. Shout out to you, I walk alone. Kai FX says, let's go. Pilklo says, what's good, fam? What's up, Piccolo? Our boy Danny Boy, one of our mods. We appreciate you. He said, what's up, y'all? And followed by Zahid. Zahid's been here all week so far, man. Shout out to you. Yashir, another one of our mods. Appreciate you, Yazir, man. You kill it for us every single day. GM, lovely people. PNG says, okay, can we get a confirm? Pins is first today? Not YouTube Graveyard robbing me again? No, you won, bro. You won that. Congratulations to you. Wish I had more money to buy, says Danny. Yeah, if there's a will, there's a way, my friend. If there's a will, there's a way. Adopted by Bitcoin says it would have been so easy to remove that on from the right side of the thumbnail. Oh, he's coming at your thumbnail, Yago. I should have read that before I read that. But yeah, thanks, buddy. Yeah. Adopted Bitcoin says trucking on Tuesday. Capital Bitmap Capital with a rocket ship. Claudia U is here. No. It says GM.
Yeah.
How's everyone?
Real quick, the thumbnail was supposed to be trucking on. So yeah, that's where I think it got like trucking on type of.
Yeah.
That's where it got mixed up though. But yeah.
All good,
Appreciate that feedback.
Yeah, man. Crypto Noob is here. A big goofy guy. He's been here for a lot now. We appreciate you, big goofy guy. Really killing it. No. He said, loaded up on Ghosty on the dip. Ordinal wallet needs a new look. Yes, we need better exchanges, and they're coming. They are coming for sure. He says, when I hear whales cry, that's time to buy. I love these dips. Yeah. Are the whales crying? Do you hear whales crying?
I don't hear whales crying. I hear regular retailers crying.
GM Revolution fam says our man super fan. Shout out to you. I think all that rhymed. Glasshopper is here. Chief Axel's in the building. Shout out to you. Cheedy is here. Shout out to Cheedy. Tim Baker, what's popping? What's popping, Tim? Tim's probably on his boat out somewhere, just cruising. Shout out to you. And we got Cash 8 Cats bringing the coffee and the donuts every day with his dog. Go to the moon. Shout out to you, Cash Cats. Ethereum Dad, shout out to you. He said, we're back, boys. Hell yeah. Let's see. DJ Clitty Litter's in the building. He said $33 bitmaps. I'm loading up. Yeah, man. I don't know if that's the best idea, but you gotta get your community, man. Get them to stop crying so much, and then maybe we can have bitmap go up. Mark E. DePito says, are you going to discuss if Jeff from Merlin is running the bitmap bot? Isn't this what the Bitmap people are crying about? They're crying about a whole bunch of stuff, dude. Like, it's hard to pinpoint exactly what they're crying about. I'm going to find out, though. And if it is about the Bitmap bot, why don't they just run their own bot? And just,
I mean, there's nothing, like, wrong about running a bot. You know what I mean? People do it all the time. What are they
crying about, then?
They're just probably mad because, there's a bot that's outbidding other people and able to kind of set the floor price. But if that's the case, then figure out a way to stop bots. I mean, that's just this is a free market, guys. This is not a dictatorship. You can't, Bitmaps is not centralized, in the sense of someone built it and that person that built it is having control over it.
100%. Mr. Sheedy is here. Shout out to Mr. Sheedy. And we got 4D Culture. He said, hey guys, John is here. Shout out to John, man. He's a legend. Then we got, here we go. John says Shizzy is giving out the bottom signals again. All right. Yeah, sure, buddy. And then Joko is here. Hollywood Meta, he has this comment. He said, he basically wants us to check the, every time the Fed cuts rates. But
they do. But that's whenever the prices are really discounted, and the people that know that have been in the industry for a while and know when to buy, that's when they buy. But yeah, I agree. That's, sell-offs do happen, especially whenever, there's indicators that recession's coming. But that's whenever you want to purchase. You want to get these prices that are cheap and then be ready and have your bag ready for once it does run up. You don't want to buy when people are,
And that's the thing is like we've never had the Fed with 5 bullets in their gun here, so they're not going to let a recession happen. Normally, the Fed has like 3, maybe 4 bullets in their gun that they can give up. It's just too much. The Fed has too much power right now. The money printer's never been able to print as much as it has today. I just can't see in a presidential election year them letting something like that happen. I think we're going to have a soft landing, and I truly feel that we're going to be up only. And I think the rate cuts are not going to be significant. I think they go down to like 3. But I think what you're thinking here is them preparing for a recession, and we're not going to have one. In my opinion.
I don't know about that. I mean, even there's going to be a lot of data that comes out that probably points towards a recession, but this kind of plays out like Hollywood Meta's his numbers there kind of play out to 2025 being. So let's say that September rates are cut and September is not a great month for the stock market. Bitcoin's a little bit different because it is in the 4-year cycle, right? In my opinion. So we'll see how that bounces from the rate cut in September. But then October, let's just say it's mild or whatever. And November, December, I think the holidays is going to be bullish. I do. I feel like regardless, we're going to have a bullish Bitcoin at some point. And then next year could look like that year, and we've said that, to where things could really start get going for our industry.
I mean, that could be the bear market of 2026, right? I mean, I think we're all kind of planning for a bear market in 2026. History doesn't always repeat, but it definitely rhymes. And you could definitely see something like that in 2026. But I think for the next at least 18 months, we're going to see pretty much a very green in all markets, in my opinion. I think election year, potentially going into a crypto-friendly president. We'll see. Only time will tell. But let's continue this. We got Green Man here. Almost done. He says Jello. Shout out to you. And then what for the hell after that? Joko is here. He said, question for the tap team. We'll get to this when Tom joins a little later. Steamy J is here. Patty Poo, the Bitcoin machine himself. And then Hollywood Meta says, I think we'll be up as well, but not right after the cut. It'll take several months. I disagree. I think the cut is going to allow a lot of people to take out some money. I think that right now, the rich people, they don't like to use their own money, they like to borrow and cheap rates, and then use that money they get cheap rates with to try to beat the rates. And I think that happens. But yeah, 150K by December 25th. I think you're right. I think we do hit that, Hollywood, 100%.
Yeah. And this could be kind of a separation point for Bitcoin and the S&P a little bit, maybe. We'll see. But yeah, only time will tell that.
All right. So we got some huge news. I don't know how big the news this is, but Ordinals and Runes protocols were just upgraded from alpha to beta. So congratulations, Yagobi. You survived alpha of Ordinals and Runes. Congratulations to you and everyone who made it through. We're out of alpha. We're officially in beta. What
does that even mean?
I don't know. They came out to the Ord client guys came out today. I think it was Raf who posted, and he's like, we're officially out of alpha and now we're on beta. It took about 16 months for Ordinals and 4 months for Runes, but we're out of alpha. We're officially in beta.
Interesting.
All right.
I'd like to know what updates they're gonna bring to the table with that.
Yeah, man. So Dog just bounced harder than a pogo stick and is now up over 27% on the day. Huge for Dog. This might have dipped from this morning, but this morning was up 27%. What do you think about that? The bounce from Dog? What does that say about Runes?
Oh, it is up quite a bit, man. Yeah, that's bullish. That's somebody knows something, or yeah, that's too significant of a bounce for that just to be a normal organic bounce up. That's bullish in my opinion. That's good for the Runes ecosystem. So let's see Dog go higher. I think if you're for Runes and you're anti-Dog, then you got a problem. You got to figure out, what your strategy is, because if Dog doesn't succeed, then Runes are gonna have a hard time.
And it's not just dog. I mean, dog's up 25% as of right now, and you have the $1 billion cat right behind it, right? So with another up 25% there as well. It was at about $10 million market cap yesterday, now at 13. So huge jumps for the top two meme coins in the space, being the cat and the dog of this cycle, in my opinion. What strength do you think they have left here? Do you think this continues, or do you think that maybe the sellers come in and start dumping a little bit?
It depends on what Bitcoin does. If Bitcoin continues to show strength, which it's chopping back and forth, kind of like what I said earlier, then possibly sell off this little bit of profit, right? We noticed that trend is that if Bitcoin is kind of choppy after like a run up, some of these runes might pop up, but then people are taking profits. So that's something to look for right now is, what does Bitcoin do here? Does it show strength? Does it bounce up, possibly gets 57,000? Then it might continue that increase on the rune side. But if it's choppy, then I imagine people are going to take profits.
Yeah. Okay. So do you think let's say Bitcoin hits 60,000 by end of the week, right? We're kind of back in that 60 to 70K range. Do you see runes kind of taking that momentum with it? Or like you said, it depends on Bitcoin, right? So if Bitcoin continues the momentum that it has from the $49,000 mark that it hit, do you think it can really possibly take runes with it?
Say that one more time.
Do you think Bitcoin just takes runes with it then? If Bitcoin goes to 60 runes size, because we saw last time when Bitcoin went from 63 to 70, runes didn't move. It was kind of like a sign to me that Bitcoin
some of them
didn't really have
$1 billion cat actually popped. Yeah, it did. It popped up from 30 million to like 50 million for a second because I saw my position, and it did, but it was very short lived. And the rise up of Bitcoin going from, let's just say, from 53 back to 69, because that's really what that 2.5-3 week period was. And it was methodical. There wasn't really energy in that rise up to 69,000, and so I think we saw that in the runes ecosystem. There was just bits and pieces of flashes, and then that was it. So do I think, yes, it will always have some effect, but we won't see a direct, like, strong impact, I don't think, until Bitcoin gets above, hits that $74,000 mark again. That's just what I've seen the last 3 times that it's tried to go there.
Gotcha. All right, then go to jump to the next thing here. No
Real
need
quick
to
though,
browse.
I want to bring this comment up. Bitmap News says, "Hey, sorry to hear about your Bitmap shiz, but I guess it's time for a new logo." Never, because I'm still bullish on Bitmap News. I haven't been as vocal as Shizzy about it lately, but we're gonna get into a little bit back and forth on the show today about it. So
it's half of
Ordinal Revolution is still bullish on Bitmap, so don't get it twisted.
And I'm bullish on Bitmaps, but the crying just needs to stop, right? I'm going to put everyone on blast today. I'm going to come in your space later today. I'm going to put the whole community on blast. I'm tired of the crying, and I'm tired of the non-building. The building needs to start. The criers need to stop and go away. So I'm going to come in your space today. I'm going to put the Bitmappers, and not Bitmap in general. It's just the people that are in the community. They're just a sad bunch of trash men at this point. They're all just sad, and it's ridiculous. And they need to start building stuff, holding more spaces,
not all of them,
making content. There's a good portion. It's like,
but don't clump them all together though. That's not, you can't do that.
Majority of the community is a bunch of trash men.
I wouldn't even say that. I would say there's probably about 30%, 25% that are upset about what's happening or whatever they think is happening, and 75% are just chill and they're doing their thing. But
I don't know. I just see a whole bunch of crime from Bitmappers in my timeline. Everyone who has Bitmap in their name, besides Bitmap News, he's the only one who really pushing forward. But and he's actually one who creates content. He puts on spaces and stuff like that. The other Bitmappers, especially Urban and 422, these guys are trash men. Like, they are the worst. They are the biggest crybabies I've ever met. I can go. There was a whole bunch. I can name a bunch, but I don't want to give them the recognition because they got like 120 followers. They're probably burner accounts. But yeah. All right. Okay, so we're gonna jump over to here. So our guys at Fluid, this is nothing to do with our partnership. This is just pretty big. No need to browse at MagicEd and Uniset or DotSwap to find the best listings anymore. Fluid will get an upgrade introducing Rune Market Aggregator. Get the exact amount of runes you wish for the best price. Soon only on Fluid decks. How big is this that we're actually getting aggregators now?
I mean, it makes sense, right? And this is all about trying to make the user experience a better one. And I love that about Fluid, right? We've mentioned our audience, most of the community in the Bitcoin ecosystem knows that they were builders from Cardano, so they have the UTXO experience. But obviously, limitations over here are a lot more limitations than on Cardano, but they have UTXO experience to be able to kind of work around things. And this is another thing. So basically what they're trying to do is make sure that there's, ample enough of liquidity in terms of buy and sell orders, and having this aggregator, pulling from Magic Eden, pulling from other marketplaces is a great move for this. So just think about the builders that are constantly trying to make your experience better. And those are the ones that I will bet on that will be here a year, 2 years, 3 years from now. So that's what I'm seeing with Fluid.
Yeah, for sure. And these guys, they keep innovating, right? I mean, they do have the borrowing and lending, which it kind of seems like Liquidium is going to copy in now, right? They're creating pools now, which is very similar to what Fluid has already done. We heard that from a source, so. And that's something that you're going to see more and more of. You're going to see, like, these guys have come in. They've already had a borrowing and lending protocol on Cardano, and they just kind of brought the best pieces of that. It's not really getting adopted yet because there's not a lot of people really interacting with it. But I think with the staking system is going to bring more people to the site, which is going to have them swap, which is going to have them borrowing and lending. I think Fluid is building, and that's the thing, that they don't get discouraged by the amount of non-users. They just keep building the next thing and the next thing. So I'm very bullish on Fluid.
Well, the user count's definitely increasing, though.
Very true. Yeah, definitely increasing. But I'm just saying, like, it's just slowly increasing. It's not getting the momentum that I think it deserves.
I just think that it's kind of where it needs to be right now. They're adding new users every day. You can check and see their buy and sells. But yeah, I mean, obviously we're bullish on Fluid because we met Raul in person in Nashville, as well as had several meetings with him. But yeah, it will happen because they continuously push new features out, and that's important.
Yep. All right, jump to the next thing here. BankFi. They said Merlin Swap stands as the number one L2 DEX in Bitcoin ecosystem, an essential liquidity hub for BTC, and its assets, BAMP USD, is now live on Merlin Swap. So, guys, this is a native Bitcoin stablecoin now on Merlin Swap that you're able to do everything you can do over there with. So that's pretty cool. So now you're able to bridge. Let's just say you go to Magic Eden and you see NUSD for 91 cents. You're able to grab that, bridge it to Merlin, and then swap it on the DEX for Bitcoin and get it. You can probably get it at 99.9 cents. You can be able to make, so it's going to give more and more reason to kind of arbitrage. It gives more and more arbitrage opportunities. If you find NUSD on, let's just say, Unisat, or if you find it on Magic Eden or wherever else you can buy your runes and BRC20s, you're able to now to buy that, just bridge it over pretty cheaply onto Merlin, and then swap it on their swap over there and get the 100% value for it. I think arbitrage is really opening up, especially between Merlin and L1.
Yeah, definitely. And this is another way, because you can always go to the BAMP website and redeem your BAMP if it's under $1, to make it make it right or whatever, right? So this is just another way of doing that. If you're already going to be doing stuff on Merlin, then why not, right? So this is, I feel like the NUSD's been tested a little bit, right? We've seen it under $1 on Magic Eden and stuff like that, but it gets bought up real quick because people just say, oh, I could buy, I don't know, like 100,000 of these and make 8 cents per or something like that, right? And so it makes a lot of sense to do that right now. So we're going to see how they continually evolve. They've been on other ecosystems. Now they're on different layers, right? And so they've had the head start in front of Hermetica, right? But Hermetica is coming up. Now we have 2 stable tokens in our ecosystem, which is extremely bullish for infrastructure and the future of the Bitcoin ecosystem, because we've never had an on-chain economy with stable tokens here. Obviously, Tether was born on the Omni layer in Bitcoin, but it didn't stay long because there's no use for it here, right? But now there's use for it. stable tokens, stable coins.
And that the best part too, like we talked to Hermetica yesterday, and that interview will be coming out tomorrow. But we talked to them, and they're backing their USD H by by Bitcoin, right? And they're by long and shorting Bitcoin. So it's you earn the yield if the Bitcoin makes money, and it's always backed. Hermetica is always backed by $1 worth of satoshis. So and then you have something like BAMFI and NUSD, which is backed by another stable coin on Ethereum called I think it's Athena. So Athena USD. So and that is backed by a basket of currencies as well. So this is getting pretty crazy how we're having multiple stable coins that you can kind of pick and choose how you want your backing to be. Would you rather be backed by something on Ethereum, or would you rather be backed by $1 worth of satoshis? So I don't know. I'm very bullish on Bitcoin in general, getting the infrastructure that it needs to really build and move forward.
Yep. It's exciting news to have stable tokens in the ecosystem. That is for sure.
All right. We got some news from BitSmiley here. About time. I was
another stable token.
These guys, another stable token. This one is going to be focused on L2s though, but potentially will be on Bitcoin Layer 1 as well. They said we are thrilled to announce a product upgrade that redefines BTC liquidity and utility with 2 groundbreaking advancements. And the one is bridging BTC liquidity to every blockchain, introducing the first BTC LP5 protocol. Let's level up the game and DeFi, Bitcoin on DeFi. Learn more. It says, let me bring this up. Sorry. It says, with the new upgrade, you will be able to mint BitUSD on multiple chains using native Bitcoin without bridging. So basically, you're able to mint this on those changes without going through a bridging process. So that's pretty cool. Enabling native Bitcoin holders to unlock greater liquidity and yields. Use LST-BTC, which is, I guess, their Bitcoin, their locked stake Bitcoin, and their corresponding LP tokens on BitCal, which is their native DEX, as collateral to mint more USD and earn passive yields from providing liquidity while retaining the liquidity of the BitUSD. So this is pretty cool. Another use for another stable coin on Bitcoin using like locked Bitcoin, right? So you create the BitUSD by locking up your Bitcoin. You get to stake Bitcoin and the BitUSD. This is pretty cool.
So you don't have to bridge out for this. You can do this on native Bitcoin.
You can do this on any L2, basically.
Okay.
So gotcha. You don't have to just pick an L2. They're going to be on every single L2 from Stacks to Merlin to BitLayer and so on and so on. And you can just bring your staked version. They'll basically give you whatever chain you want.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. So it's like a way to solidify liquidity within the Bitcoin Layer 2 ecosystem, which it seemed like BitSmiley was trying to position themselves to be that main stable across all Bitcoin Layer 2s. I do think that they need to be a bit more present and brand themselves a little stronger before doing that. But it looks like maybe they're starting now, right? We heard a lot about BitSmiley earlier in the year, and then they kind of went dormant a little bit, and now they're coming back out. I would love BitSmiley to be that stable that is going across all Bitcoin Layer 2s to kind of help with that infrastructure.
Yeah, they're being the infrastructure for all the L2s, and I think that's pretty big. And they're actually DeFi, right? They're DeFi builders. It's actual DeFi on these Layer 2s for the first time, and I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. I don't know. We'll see more. I would love to get BitSmiley on the show to kind of explain deeper, but this is just something just finally an update from these guys. Honestly, it's been a while.
Yeah, long overdue.
So jump to the next thing. Fractal Bitcoin. We have 2 days to gather your overall opinion, OpCat. And in 48 hours, we'll confirm whether to activate OpCat when the Fractal testing phase resets. So Fractal obviously is in the testing phase. In the next phase, they're going to put OpCat in, which is pretty cool. Because I got to remember, too, Fractal Bitcoin is just a fork of Bitcoin, right? That's all it is. Yeah. It's a fork of Bitcoin that they're going to basically
By the way, it is
security.
Fractal, not Fractical. Fractal. I know, fractal I used to call it Fractical because it's easy to say that, but it's Fractal.
Fractical Bitcoin. but it's I think it I think it's pretty cool that they're going to actually put Opcat on there. It's another testing zone for Opcat, right? If it succeeds and it does really well on this native fork of Bitcoin, it could do really well on Bitcoin L1 as well. So Fractal is actually doing a really good job of this. And why would anybody say no to this?
I know this is weird to me that they're even putting this out there, right? It should be a no-brainer just to add this.
Yeah.
But maybe they feel like because they are forking Bitcoin that they want to keep it exactly like it and then upgrade once Bitcoin upgrades. I'm not sure. But I would imagine everybody would want Opcat. They're going to have to make sure that there's these smart contract functionalities and on-chain indexing as well, right? And so when you have smart contracts, there's no reason to not have on-chain indexing and on-chain functionality basically. And so I don't know why they wouldn't do it, because here's the deal, like Doge is a lot faster obviously than Bitcoin, and the blocks just get pushed through a lot quicker, but you still can't do a lot of these programmability and stuff like that on Doge chain. So they need to upgrade theirs, or else there would have already been a swap for the inscriptions and stuff over there.
Yeah, I agree. So, well, Doge chain just doesn't have any builders. At the end of the day, it's all about.
I understand that, but like, if it was like an easy way to, like, you could go to Arbitrum and build a DEX like that, right? But like, you should, in theory, be able to do that on Dogechain because it's so much faster and all those things. But when you think about it, it's because there's no computation ability. I think, like, I don't think they have like their version of Opcat on Dogechain or anything like that as well. So they need, basically, my whole point with this is Fractal needs to make sure that they have those capabilities, because if they're not, then what's the difference? Just faster? It's just gonna be another Doge chain, and you can't swap on the DRC20s right now over there. Well, so they'll be stuck in that same position.
They don't have Taproot. They don't have anything. There's no Doge core that's building anything for that. They're not implementing stuff. They're not getting together.
That's not what I'm saying.
But I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why Doge is not ever going to do anything, because.
But you can't do that with Taproot. We've seen it here on
Fractal is my point. Is Fractal is very centralized. Right, they're very centralized. They're running one or two nodes. It's easy to implement anything they want. But something like Doge, you have to get the miners all together, and those guys, they don't want to add anything to the chain. They don't want to do anything on the chain. They just want to create more Doge and sell it on the markets. It's all their mining.
Sure. But that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is like the technical abilities of the chain, right? So the technical abilities of the chain today is the blocks are faster. Transactions are really fast. But it doesn't have the technical ability to do on-chain computations. At least that's my speculation, because they don't have any swaps, and they've talked about adding swaps to their thing. Hold on. So then my point with Fractal is they just got to make sure that technical ability is there, which they will, because that's the whole point that they're building this. If they don't,
they already have smart contracts, though. That's one thing I don't get is what do you need Opcat if you already have smart contracts? They already have smart contracts. They already have this.
How?
So
how what are they doing that's different?
They're adding. You can add smart contracts to it. You just have to okay it. You know what I mean? You can.
There has to be an ability to have on-chain computation ability to be able to process.
You can code anything into the chain. You can code smart contracts into the chain. You don't need, like, our case. We need Opcat because they're not willing to put smart contracts in our chain on Bitcoin. But you can. You know what I mean? That's what
Bitcoin.
My whole point is they're centralized. They can do whatever they want. They can add Ethereum-based Solidity into their code if they want to. So for them, I think this Opcat stuff is just kind of a ploy to bring people over to kind of take a look, right? But they don't need it because they're already implementing smart contracts.
Yeah, we'll see. I definitely want to learn more about the smart contract that's hard coded into their core code.
I mean, they have to if they're already building potentially a pumped-out fund, potentially a swap. I'm hearing borrowing and lending. Like, you can't do that without.
They're going to have smart contracts.
That's what I'm saying. If you have smart contracts, you don't need Opcat. It's just to me, it sounds like it's more of a ploy.
What I'm trying to do is figure out how they're doing smart contracts without it.
They're just coding it in.
Like you said, if they're coding it in, then they're coding it in. But I want to see how they do that. You know what I mean?
Add the code in. Smart contract is just a contract you add in there. It's just coding. It's just like it's to say a couple hundred more lines of code. Add it. It brings computation through through a
the
smart
core
contract.
code.
Exactly.
Okay, I want to talk to somebody that's a developer that's working on it to see if that's how it's working. Because big ifs. DJ Clitty Litta, what's up, homie? We met him in Nashville. It was a pleasure, sir. But yeah, big ifs for sure. If this, if that. But I think that was the whole point of wanting to learn at that brunch, and we didn't have that opportunity. Again, we probably could have taken advantage of that better, but it wasn't a session for education. That is 100% sure.
Yeah, man. All right, so this is my tweet from earlier today. It took me a while, but I realized that DMT is an improved version of Bitmaps. While Bitmaps will always have a special place as the original DMT, it's the original DMT on tap has innovated the concept, and that was my point, right? So DMT is just, I mean, the block runners really were the reason Bitmaps took off. They don't really talk about Bitmaps no more, which is fine because they have their own project. And DMT, and I'm just starting to realize that DMT is better, and you can actually redo Bitmaps now as DMT. Have people remint the blocks, and then you can have art and different type of things, actual real innovation using DMT now and redoing the bitmaps. And I just think that bitmaps, the way it was done before, it was okay, it was cool, but it's just at the end of the day, it's just 66421.bitmap. There's no one's going to come through and they're going to use recursion to actually put the stuff on chain, right? It's just going to be too expensive. There's too many of them, 800,000. It would be insane to do that. But something like DMT and the way they're doing things, you potentially could do something like that now. And I think DMT could be a better version of Bitmap if they do a very similar to what they do with the Netcats and stuff like that.
Yeah. So for me, I think having a kind of integration with DMT into Bitmaps is the best approach, because that would be like telling everybody that has bags of Ordi, hey, look, dog is the new thing, and dump your bags of Ordi because now you need to buy dog because it's a rune, right? And that's just not going to happen.
No, that's different things though. Ordi and dog.
No, I'm talking about from an investment approach, right? Because there's big whales that bought early into Bitmaps, and there's big whales that bought early into Ordi, right?
Yeah.
And you're basically, so real quick, I want to clarify for the audience and you, I'm speaking about it purely from an investment approach, which money makes this the world that we're in go around, money and marketing. And so I just think that that's not a feasible approach to say, okay, well, all bitmaps are going to be, replaced by DMT. I mean, could it happen? Sure, it could, but it seems like more than anything, what people want to do is be able to utilize DMT assets in their bitmap. And you can see real quick here too. There's I think it was Superfan that made a comment. He said, Shizzy's fading bitmaps got me smiling. He said, well, I'm generating DMT-based 3D models on bitmap parcels. And he said, I'm that meme that with the girl in that burning house right now. So it's like, he's utilizing both, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that's what the approach is going to be. Block runners, Will and Iman, I don't think that they would ever vocally be like, DMT is like the new bitmap. Obviously they have a lot of projects and stuff running in the DMT space, but integrating it, I think, in my opinion, is the best approach here, because bitmaps aren't going away. They're not going to go away. They're here. The builders are here, but I do agree with you. I think that there needs to be more building, less chatting. You know what I mean? Like if you have because that's what's going to make Bitmap really successful and mainstream, is going to be the application that brings people in, that people want to use, right? That's what's going to bring people in. And right now, DMT, in terms of art, they have that applications. I haven't really seen the applications. super fans using DMT to create generative art and stuff like that, but he's also integrating it with bitmaps. So I think there's going to be a cohesiveness eventually, but right now both are trying to build out their infrastructure still.
There's way more builders for DMT than there is for Bitmap. I can count the Bitmap builders on like one hand, right? Maybe 7 fingers. The DMT, it's endless. It's endless new projects coming up. There are endless people building, and they're all kind of building this just how Bitmap was built in the first place, right? They're all using Bitcoin block space, and they're kind of doing cool stuff. And the DMT community, and it's all about
it drills in further though. That's the difference.
It's all about the community, right? The DMT community is growing. The Bitmap community seems to be getting smaller, and it's definitely, you don't really see it anymore on social media. It's very rare and in between you actually see good posts about Bitmap. Good Bitmap spaces are just not happening anymore.
Bitmap News is running a daily space,
but he's the only one that's doing it, right? He's the only
still
one
does very well though.
Will and I are in a space for right now. It's walking with DMT. There's more DMT spaces than there are I
don't know about that. What other DMT spaces have you been in?
I've been in a lot, actually. There is more and more.
You're telling me that there's multiple DMT spaces. Let's talk about them. Which ones? So Will and Iman.
They pop up. There was a Nat Cat space. There's a Nat Frog space. All the communities they put together.
So those are collections. So yeah, okay, they're a part of DMT. That's what they use.
Bitmap Emporium. They're not even building on Bitmap. They're building on the DMT. You know what I mean? Like
so you think Bitmap Emporium is going to get away from bitmaps?
They're building on DMT.
They're gonna not have anything to do with bitmaps.
There's no indication of that as of right now.
That's wild that you would think that, because
they need to go ahead and rebrand. I go into their Discord. They need to rebrand. No. I think it's smart because they're using obviously he was Limitless learned about bitmaps first, but then he learned about DMT, and that's how everyone's going to happen. It's all going to start with bitmaps, and they're all going to
DMT is the asset class for bitmaps.
It's not. It's two different things.
It is, but you can integrate them and use them in bitmaps.
I mean, maybe Superfan is figuring out a way to integrate it, but at the end of the day, it's not going to be integrated. It's two different things. Will and Iman are building something.
Not just Superfan. Foxy is also integrating it, because they have a miner that uses DMT, but then the bitmap itself is where your world exists.
There's maybe 5 or 6 builders that are actually building on bitmap,
but
and
building
big
people
that are building
DMT things,
stuff.
Right? So let's talk about it. Superfan, Foxy,
Superfan is building
bitmap tech, though. Like Merlin is like bitmap.game.
Merlin, again, that's one of the 5 builders. It's seriously like Foxy, Jeff. I don't know. There's another metaverse that's using kind of like.
So you think those guys are going to abandon what they're building?
They're not going to abandon. I'm just saying that everyone's going to follow the most builders, and the most builders are building on DMT, and I think DMT is going to outshine Bitmap. That was my main point. DMT app is going to outshine Bitmap.
But you said replace, meaning that Bitmap's going to go away.
It's going to become so small to where all the builders leave for DMT.
I mean, I don't know
bet
about
you
that.
By the end of the year, guys like Foxy, guys like Bitmap Valley and stuff like that, they're going to end up building more for DMT than they are for Bitmap.
Well, that makes sense in general, because like you're going to
100%
mine assets and stuff, but like having your bitmap is going to be like having your URL, like your address, right?
I disagree. I think that no one's building that. That was a concept that the Block Runner were going to build, and then they pivoted to DMT.
Well, then you made a huge mistake, because the bitmap that's a part of our logo was your idea. So you must have had a bunch of conviction on that.
No, I was a proud bitmapper. I still was, until guys like Urban and Bitmap 422 just start crying every freaking day, and I just can't stand the guy. It's just sad watching these bitmappers cry. 1 and 2 out, he just cries about his bitmap bags. These guys are just so sad. And the thing is about bitmaps too, there's more and more bitmaps every single day, right? So you need to have more buyers, and it's just not happening because no one's bullish on bitmaps anymore.
That's not why that the price is not going up. It's because the entire market is bleeding, dude.
But I'm just saying, I don't think that bitmaps come back.
Yeah,
That's the
I
one
disagree
area that
with
just
you.
doesn't go up in price.
I do think that it does come back, and I think that eventually what happens is there is an overlap, and but that you still will be able to utilize your bitmaps. It's going to be more of, like I said, an IP address or a URL, and then the DMT assets will, be utilized on there. I mean, what's the DMT framework right now for bitmaps?
There's none.
Exactly.
DMT framework, yeah. Because
there's none.
DMT's on tap. That's the difference as well.
I mean, what's the framework
protocol.
for owning a whole block in DMT? What is the framework?
Owning a whole block.
Conversation over.
Block? No.
Conversation over. Conversation over. All right, guys, we're gonna start Tap Tuesdays. We got a lot of people waiting. 350 people in here. I just trumped.
You didn't trump shit. We're gonna continue this conversation.
Tap Tuesday is gonna be exciting. Let's get it going. All right, guys, we got some great builders for Tap Tuesday. We got Mark from Launch Punks. We got Aaron from Foxy. We got Track Lord Tom, which shows up every week to give us some glorious updates with the track and tap ecosystem.
Yeah. His updates last week were amazing. I don't know if he's going to be able to top them.
100%. So let's actually start it off with Tom, and then we'll kind of do like what we do on Merlin Monday. We'll keep him up there as we bring up the other builders. So let's kick it off here. Bring Tom up. Hey, Tom, how are you doing?
Hey, not too bad. I got a bit of a cold this morning, actually, but aside from that, I'm good. I'm not sure if I can top last week. We did drop quite a lot of news.
Yeah, last week was insane. Yeah, man. So, how's everything in the tap world today? How's the momentum? You're kind of getting more of a backstory. Are we close to a launch maybe in September?
Yeah, I would say the best way to look at it is if we look at the calendar outside of all of the small events, we're going to be maintaining a big presence at Bitcoin Amsterdam, and that's in mid-October, right? I think that's October 10th to October 12th. And so we're going to be there in a big way. We're like a main sponsor for the event. So I would imagine that a lot of the timing on things are going to be set up so that we either have a lot to talk about there or stuff is already done and we can show it, right? So with that in mind, I think that's a good way of kind of looking at things time frame wise, is that we're probably as a company going to want to get a lot of stuff ready for that.
Yeah. Do you guys feel as a team that it's frustrating because the market keeps kind of like acting like it wants to go and then it doesn't? And it's like, at the end of the day, like you want to release things at the optimal time, but it's so hard to time that. Is that frustrating for you guys? And how do you handle that?
I mean, it's frustrating for me. It's like as a trader, it's really frustrating. Yeah, it's a strange one because obviously timing is important, and I think especially when you're talking to large exchanges, which is something that we're doing, they're not necessarily worried about prices, like necessarily. They're worried about volume, and we just don't have that much volume in the market. What I will say though, obviously, is everyone was on edge a bit over the weekend. I think some people probably felt like they lost a few years off their life, but liquidation events in the market are pretty normal, and you do often see it as the start of new liquidity coming in. A lot of over leveraged people getting flushed out of the markets, and sometimes that's kind of a good thing in the long term. It's normally how I see it, but at the moment, it is. We have kind of like it's a love-hate relationship because we get a lot of people that are. I say love-hate, like I'm being dramatic, but we get a lot of people that are like, when launch now? Why aren't you launching? Why didn't you launch 3 months ago? Et cetera, et cetera. But then we get other people that are just like, fair enough. It probably wasn't the best time to launch. We all care about our long-term bags. Track isn't a short-term project. It's this is going to be long-term. We're talking 6 years at least in, time frame wise. That's kind of how we're looking at things. And you only need to see the distribution schedules to kind of understand that, a lot of the team tokens, a lot of the large unlocks are way down the line. And, we're not necessarily that bothered about what happens in the next month or two, but it is important for the exchanges, and having a good launch is obviously just a great start.
Yeah, 100%. You know, getting that launch to you know, as close to perfect as possible is ideal. Obviously, you don't have all the controls of the outside variables, right? But
I got my crystal ball.
right. Well, I don't know if you can speak on this, but last week I noticed the Tap Protocol X account had noticed or had posted an announcement that they had accomplished something really big. Are you able to speak on a little bit, maybe some hints on what that could have been?
I can. I can't really tell you about it. Like all like I imagine. So I know that there is a we're having a Medium article tomorrow. It might be discussed in that, but there's a good chance that it won't be. I think that might be more towards the validator side of things. I can probably tell you that it's roughly in what area it's in. It's to do with the swaps, right? So I can't really give you any direct information, but what I can say is that I've seen some of the like what's going on with because I know like last week when I was talking about how we were doing a layer 1 swap, everyone was like, "Whoa, what do you mean? What's going on?" So to reiterate, it's going to be a lot like right, real liquidity on chain. You swap your tokens, you get the tokens. It's all done. Automated market maker. It's just like having Uniswap, right? But on Bitcoin. And the more that I think about it, the more that I think it's exactly what we need, and it's exactly what the projects need as well. Because if you're a big project and you want to, let's say you're Ghosty or Foxy, and you're controlling your token supplier. At least you have enough tokens that, let's say you wanted to start a liquidity pool on chain, and you have a small amount of Bitcoin or USD that you're going to pair with it, but you want to incentivize users to do the same, you can, soon get a lot of value locked up, because that's what people want to do, especially degens. They want to be locking up their tokens and earning APY on it. And as soon as we have that option in the ecosystem, it's going to explode, because we just don't have that. No one's done that on layer 1 yet. And that is what's coming. It's not necessary. Like, not everyone needs to do it. People can still use regular inscription-based marketplaces, and I think that will be like a super great option still, especially for a new project. But if you're a project that's got a bit of capital behind you and you want to get a really decent liquidity pool started, that is going to be something that's possible in the future. And the more that I think about it, I just think this is going to be massive.
I just can't wait to dig in, right? I can't wait till it's live and I can actually have people that are building this stuff come on and kind of explain how it's going to work. Because I would love to go on and do everything. Swap. I'm a DGen. I'm a DeFi guy. I love that stuff. I can't wait to go do it. But for me, the inner workings is obviously what I'm really, really interested in. Kind of seeing, what are they using in the back end? Obviously, there's no smart contracts on Bitcoin. So that just kind of runs me through a wall, just not knowing, right? So that's the biggest thing. I know we hear promises, we hear ICP, we hear potentially, doing some stuff with Ethereum, but we're just not able to put it all together. And I understand that Tap can't come out with anything yet because we're in the very early stages of a bull market, and we're in the very early stages of this whole thing being implemented, and giving any type of indication of how they do things could be really front ran by somebody that does something very quickly, and it's just trash, and it kind of ruins the momentum. So I do get all the secrecy, and I'm just very excited and just can't wait to actually put all the pieces together and kind of see how it works.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as a DeFi guy myself, as much as I'm interested in what happens behind the scenes, all I care about is the user experience. I want it to be easy on the users and good for everyone. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, in terms of details, yeah, I can't really give you much more. I'm so excited for it. I wish I could share everything that I've seen, but it's just not the world we live in, unfortunately. But
I wish I was a fly on your wall, Tom. I wish I could just
yeah,
I feel like I had a dream. I had a dream last night and saw the swap, but I don't know. Maybe it ends up being released like how it was in my dream. But yeah, you know, this is interesting and exciting because there's a lot of pent up demand, I believe. If you were to ask anybody in our ecosystem, are there degens in the Bitcoin community? I think everybody would say, hell yeah, there is. Right.
Yeah.
So
just not enabled. They're not enabled.
exactly. Still in disabled mode.
Yeah. or beta.
I was loving your discussion about bitmaps earlier as well, because it's like I totally see both sides, and like my point of view on it is that like these projects that have been around, especially since the beginning, they're always going to have a position as like a major infrastructure. You know, like people are always going to be building on them. But that doesn't mean that we can't do something better, you know. That's where we come out with new tech, and I think there's a place for both new and old, and let's see what we can build on top of things, because you know that's how these things work.
Well, if it was always about just new, then we probably wouldn't be here, right? Because Bitcoin was the first coin that you know, came out, and so yeah, you know, Shizzy and I we banter about certain things. It's all love, but I'm glad I got to dunk on him before we brought you guys up. But yeah, so
I still have mine. I still have bitmaps because I bought them back when they were like $12 or something, and I was. I'll be honest, a lot of the NFTs that I bought are not doing so great, and I think that's probably true across the board. So you know, judging the projects when everything is in a hole right now, it's tough, especially in NFTs. You know, like. They really do like swing so wildly, you know, because we're talking about illiquid assets essentially, and I think judge them on their peaks, not on their troughs, maybe. But like, I think that they could potentially have a resurgence. It's just it depends on what what happens. It's hard to say. Maybe they'll never get as much hype as they did initially, but back then they were one of the only legitimate things doing something different on the chain, right? Whereas now there's quite a lot more innovation. So it's maybe just a case of, you know, people have got other things to look at, I suppose. Also, Tap's 1 year birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday!
Wow. So Tap Protocol is 1 year old. I've just been told by one of the advisors.
That's huge.
Awesome.
8.6.
Awesome.
Yeah. I remember when Tap dropped. I remember reading Benny's paper the day he put it out there. I was back then. I was DMing him and stuff. I was asking questions about it. Yeah, that's funny. Or 1 year. Wow, insane.
Yeah,
time flies, dude. It really does.
Yeah, and to your point, Tom, about some of these assets that came out earlier and lost some steam. I mean, that goes for the rare sat data meta too, right? The whole rare sat meta. I mean, you look at a 2009 uncommon rare sat today, and it's going for under $1,000 when it was easily 4,000 or 5,000, 6 months ago, right? And so I just think that there's times whenever, like, once the liquidity is here and we are in this completely bullish environment where we're looking left and looking right and everybody's happy, because that's not going to last forever for everybody in the audience, but no, it's coming. I think like Bitmap, rare sats, and yes, the block runner guys have even said like Bitmap is the first DMT, right? So it is the first DMT asset, right? I agree with that completely. I just think the community is so big that it's gonna stay, and it won't necessarily be as sexy as DMT, because DMT has like so many different assets within its class. But I do believe it will be here at least till the end of this cycle, but we shall see.
Yeah, and my point isn't bitmaps in general. It's just the community. It's the community just got really sad, and it's obviously there's a lot of communities, but you can still see, like, even the BRC20 guys, they still come out and they push and they talk good about, and the bitmap guys, they just cry. Like, it's just really sad to see. It really is. It just makes me sad.
Yeah.
And they're coming up with excuses for why it's not pumping, or why, and no one wants to build there. Like, they're not building anything. The guys
I
are
don't agree
crying
with that part. I mean, we have people on the panel that are building on them. You know,
there is people building, but I'm just saying the people that are crying on Twitter are just sad. They're just sad people.
So this is where I can agree with you, and we'll go on because this is the Tap Tuesday segment, which Bitmap is indexed by track. But my whole point is I do agree with you in the sense of do something about it. Then you know what I mean, like build something amazing to where like people are just like, oh crap, I need to get Bitmap or something, right? So but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Make content. I think a lot of these create around it.
Sorry, yeah, I was gonna say a lot of these things, and especially talking about the rare sats and stuff. I do think that they do have a collector's value, and maybe they got a little bit overhyped at some points. But like in general, you know, it's someone doing something new, and there was demand for it, and you know, markets come in waves, as you've seen in the last few days when those waves have come very quickly. Yeah, it's hard to say. If you've got someone that's going to be sticking around for years to come and potentially providing a value resource like bitmaps are and like the rare sats and things like that, other things of that nature, you know, it's more likely to be here than some random meme coin. It's like
100%. And I'll say this last thing before we pull up Mark from Launch Punks, but everything in our ecosystem, in the Bitcoin ecosystem that has been built since Ordinals is still on the table, in my opinion, because people from the outside didn't stick around, never got deeper than 2 levels deep, in my opinion. So they were tourists that were like trying to buy Ordi hot, and then they went back to Solana and shitcoined or whatever, you know. So everything that's in our ecosystem since Ordinal started is still on the table, in my opinion, to really blow up and do well in the bull market.
That's exactly the mentality I had when I bought. I'd kind of shotgunned everywhere and just bought whatever I thought looked cool. And I was thinking, well, if some of these are still around in the bull market, you could be looking at some serious returns. It's just, I do not, at the time especially, I did not have the know-how, especially in the NFT space, to know which ones are going to do well. So I thought, hey, let's just buy a bunch of different stuff.
All of
them. Yeah, let's just buy all of them. And yeah, so I've got some very colorful wallets out there with a vast array of assets that, you know, I'm you know, a rising tide raises all boats and all that, and I imagine some of them will be doing really well. And yeah, if you're on a project that people are still actively building and developing, like even if Bitmaps stays as it is and foundationally nothing really changes, there are still people using it as a standard, so it's going to maintain some level of relevancy, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
No, I think it does too. I just think that the way DMT is, and you gotta remember, DMT is they're a tap project, right? They're a tap coin at the end of the day. When you trade a DMT, you're trading it through the tap system, tap ecosystem. And I just think that with the great innovations that Tap's going through, I feel like DMT is going to get bigger and bigger, and more builders are going to come trying to build on Tap. And what that's going to do is, if you're building something on art based, you're going to build on DMT, because that is the next innovation. Innovation brings builders bring projects bring people, and I just see that happening on Tap and DMT and not happening on Ordinals and Bitmaps. And that is my own
I mean, I can't disagree with you really on that point particularly. I think that there's a lot of innovation already happening and potentially a lot more to come in the DMT space. And yeah, it comes along the same kind of line of mentality, doesn't it, of trying to create assets similarly to what Bitmaps did and what Rare Sats did. You're trying to, the non-arbitrary nature, it does add a lot of just another level of, let's say, complexity and value. And yeah, so I'm always excited to see what people are doing. And as a Tap builder, as a member of the Tap protocol, it's great to see all the builders and what's happening.
Yeah,
I just saw this comment. I saw 1 year with no Tap airdrop. Track is like the girl in middle school that doesn't put out. Why are you talking about middle school girls putting out? Right? What is going on?
His mindset like when 12. He was in middle school, Shizzy. Don't make it weird.
That middle school girl's probably got a good job now, so you know, done well for herself.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull Mark up from the Launch Punks. I think they have some really great updates. Updates on the Launch Punk platform and everything. So let's bring Mark up. Hey, Mark, how are you doing?
What's up, buddy?
I'm good, thank you. Yourselves?
I'm having a great day.
Good.
I'm loving it. How are you?
Is Rob not in the waiting room?
Let's
I
bring him.
don't see him.
I
I
see
hope
Wade,
so, because he's got all the
Taplock.
alpha fear.
Oh no.
I don't see Rob. Do you see Rob?
I see Claudia, but it looks like they're not connected
Yeah.
No,
there.
that's only at weekend. He does that.
Yeah, so oh man. Yeah, so
Right,
Sorry. Yeah. You want to
do
send
you-
the link again?
yeah, so do you want to have a little bit of time till he
Yeah,
gets up and then
I'll
okay,
drop
let's do
back.
that.
I'll make sure he's got the right link.
Okay,
good.
perfect. Let's do
All
that
right.
then. All right, I'm gonna
All
pull you
right.
back down. All right, so let's go ahead and pull Aaron up from Foxy. This is gonna be a great one because they do utilize both DMT and Bitmap.
And
So
Bitmap.
Aaron from Foxy, welcome back to Ordinal Revolution and Tap Tuesdays. How are you doing?
Hey guys, I'm doing great. Please pull up Wade as well, the co-founder.
Sure.
Oh yes.
Yep. I got it.
He would like to share a little bit of information as well. But yeah, Shizzy, man, what are you doing, bro? You're making everyone go crazy.
I'm having a good time, man. I'm
Hi,
shaking
guys.
things up a little
That's
bit.
great, bro. You gotta do that. Like I was telling my team, man, that's great that he does that because isn't it better to have a lot of noise than to have absolute dead silence, right?
Yeah.
So I really like that, man. I know
It does get conversations going too that need to be had, I think, as well.
And you got to remember too, like we're in a dead period in Bitcoin and Ordinals, right? If you're not shaking stuff, why the hell are people going to watch? Like we're just sitting here and we're just all agreeing with each other, like that's fine reasons to kind of push each other, and let's create the conversation. I think that's more important is creating a conversation, creating things that maybe people didn't think about. Right. And just and at the end of the day, we're all building on Bitcoin. At the end of the day, we're all like, even us, like we're media on Bitcoin. We're depending on Ordinals, on Tap, on BRC Tony's. Without these amazing builders, we don't have a job. We don't have a show. So I just want to push everyone to create something and not just be okay with how things are.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Wait, did you want to say anything about DMT in relations with Bitmap?
So yeah, DMT is like a framework.
Just a little information.
Yeah. So DMT is like a framework, making use of the block data and utilizing that, making something. So Bitmap is one of the first application that used this framework, right? So there is no competition between both. Both are different in a sense. One is a framework and the other is like an application for metaverse, like on-chain metaverse protocol. That's Bitmap.
So would you say that Bitmap is an asset within the DMT framework?
Yes, the main concept of DMT is like using this block data, and then based on the block data we are interpreting something and then creating. That's up to our imagination, right?
Yeah.
So that way, it's the one of the first application made using the DMT.
Yeah, because basically we're talking about the data is the transaction data, that transaction data at the highest level.
It's not just the transaction data. There are many other small data.
No, I'm talking about for Bitmap specifically. That asset is based only on transaction data, right?
Yeah, it also represents the block as a district, and then inside the block, these small transactions are considered as a parcel. Yeah, so there is two different things.
Yeah, but I guess the only data using DMT with bitmaps is transaction data, though, right? So it's like transaction data at the highest level, meaning that, like, when I say highest level, I mean like the surface level.
There is transaction height. We consider that as the block number, and then the transactions, number of transactions, it's represented as land parcels, right?
Gotcha.
And then we can interpret it again, like each transaction has a size. That size can be the land parcel size also, which you can in future can see it on our Foxy's Bitwares. That's what we are making now on the creator side of our Bitwares.
So the conversation shouldn't even be, DMT will replace Bitmap, because Bitmap will always exist within DMT.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly.
Well, I think that solves it, guys.
There is no competition between both,
There's no competition. Yeah.
Well, That's not my argument though. My argument are the communities, right? I feel like a lot of the big bitmap builders, and not including yourselves, are moving to just creating their own projects on DMT and not building on bitmaps any longer. Proof is in the pudding with Iman and Will. They're not building on bitmaps anymore. They had some great ideas about building IP address using bitmap, but in reality they're just building for DMT. And I think that's my main point, is a lot of people are leaving bitmaps to create on DMT, which is very similar in the building aspects, in my opinion. Correct?
Yeah, like if you want to build something related to focus on the metaverse, and metaverse is always based on these land parcels. In that aspect, you can the bitmap is the correct way to utilize this.
Yeah.
But you don't need bitmap to create DMT.
I think you're trying to compare it from framework to framework, though.
Taking the builders away from bitmap to DMT, which is happening.
But bitmap, what they're saying is bitmap isn't a framework, not looked at as a framework anymore. It's looked at as an asset. Like, you own that land, and that's it.
Yeah,
and am I correct?
Yes.
But what's stopping someone from creating land?
Like there should be more projects coming up and utilizing this bitmap asset, like building on top of it, like we are doing, like Inscribed Space doing. Similarly, more projects should come up, and the community has to support these projects also. Like I know
that's what Shizzy is saying. That's what Shizzy is saying. That community doesn't push it, for the creative part. That's, I understand. I understand what Shizzy is talking. Yeah, exactly. I understand what you're talking as well.
Yeah,
but what's stopping something from like Foxy from creating their own land using DMT? It would be pretty easy for you guys to do something like that. And that's my main point too.
Why would they want to create a new standard that has like
because it's better
20,000 people? There's no
because the inflation,
it would be the exact same thing. You just rename it.
That's not true. You can set boundaries. You can set less land. You can create in deflation instead of inflation.
That's
you can create
already
a lot
there
more
with parcels.
Yeah, that's the thing, it is already, minted out, a group of people come together. It's organic. The community minted it out. That's the main reason. And it has organic holders, it's not injected by any influencers to, it's not pushed by any influencers. It's all done by the community, inscribing the bitmap, and it minted out, blocked out in 2 weeks or so. So that's the main difference. That's the main reason why we choose bitmap for the metaverse.
Yeah, that's awesome breakdown there, Wade. I want to hear a little bit about what you guys have in terms of new updates, because everybody's excited. I know I am. I'm actually excited about the DMT miner that you guys are having on your bitmap lands and stuff. Could you kind of go into where you guys are with your development and what people can start to get excited about to come?
Yeah, absolutely. Sure. Go ahead, Wade.
No, go ahead, Aaron.
Okay, so yeah, the Bitminer, I'm not sure if you guys are aware, it's an amazing DMT. It's an app that's going to be running on the blockchain itself. So people who purchase a DMT, they're going to be able to mine many different resources that are on that specific block that you mint out. So there's going to be some of the resources. I won't actually name them. I was gonna say them right now. But yeah, you can use the resources for building on top of Bitmap. For example, if you do have a Bitmap, you can actually build your own little world in there. You can use the resources to, for example, you can actually get some Foxy tokens as an airdrop. Some tap tokens that we've partnered up with. You're be receiving from the Bitminer. But one of the most important things I wanted to say about the Bitminer is that it's actually going to be open. It's going to be open source. So people can actually, for example, let's say you guys want to create something on the Bitminer and have it produce something. It can't. You reuse the resources, and perhaps it'll make like, I'll give you guys an example because it's kind of complicated to explain. Let's say you want to release a car on the metaverse, okay? So the Bitminer can actually mine parts, and those parts can, for example, you can like mine parts to actually make a door, parts to make the glass, make a fender, and things like that. So it's really up to the developers and the creators to have this good idea, but to make the actual Bitminers actually work and create these items as well.
I love.
And wait, if I'm missing something, you can go ahead.
Yeah, you missed one thing. That's
Yeah.
you can actually deploy that onto the bitmap. Like on the Foxy's bitwares, there is a creator site. If you hold the bitmap, you can go to your virtual world based on your bitmap, and the bitminer can be deployed there. And then there will be different calculation for mining, mining algorithm on the deployed bitminer on the bitmap. So that's one more thing for the
Right, right.
Bitminer.
And if you do not have a bitmap, you're still you're able to use the bitminer. It's not an issue. You go inside the world and you can actually see the screen and you'll see how much it's mining, etc. Its capacity. You can restart it. There are like a maintenance period. You can have a maintenance on it. There's quite a cool little things that you can do on the miner. And remember, creators, you can actually use the bitminers to actually create a project as well.
Yeah.
So
You can
uh,
deploy under the Bitminer,
yeah, how would that work if I don't own the bitmap, but let's say I travel to your bitmap, Aaron, and can I
Like,
gain from your miner?
yeah, there is a common world, like we call it Foxy's headquarters. Like it's a big world, so you can
Okay.
use it there.
How would I benefit from Foxy's World miner though? I would have to hold certain assets and then just interact with the miner, or
Well,
how
you're
would it work?
minting them.
There,
You're minting.
on the main world, there is more stuffs happening, like more events, like including the game, the MMORPG game, the multiplayer shooting game. I think you guys played once.
Yeah.
So that's
I,
happening on the main world.
I think he's asking like for example he
That's
logs
it.
into the game and he's wondering about like the miner. It's so whenever you log into our world, you'll see your miner. You know,
Okay, I got you.
you won't be seeing, for example, my miner or someone else's miner. You'll
So
go straight
even
to
if
your
I'm
miner
in
and
your
you connect
world,
remotely.
I'll see my miner.
Yes.
Yes.
And then you can
Okay.
turn it on, turn it off. You can do maintenance. You will receive the resources, mine it like that.
You
It
have
will
a
be
Okay.
like that.
you have a panel, and then that panel will show everything about that specific miner that you connected.
Yeah, and
Gotcha.
it will show the block data, the current block that's mining, the previous data like that. Everything will be visible on the screen.
Okay. Let's say I had like 6 miners on my bitmap, and people come. Oh, basically, so if they come to my bitmap, then they will only see their miner. So I can't benefit from other people using my miners.
You can use your miner for yourself, not for
Only.
others. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, if someone is from another project or want to utilize this Bitminer, it is also open source. Like there are many. We choose this element for this Bitminer. It is different than any other NAT project that's already available now.
No,
Uh,
I do like something that he just said. From Yogobi just said, like, how do I benefit from other people using my? That's an interesting concept because maybe you can even rent. This is something we could think about. Of course,
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe like
Yeah.
renting out, right? Renting out your miner.
Or
Maybe
Being
I
a
charge
get
some.
track.
or I earn a fee
Uh,
every time that they try to stake something
Yeah.
or something on the miner. I
Or,
can
Or
or
earn
rent
a
pay
out
one
fee.
your
track, right? Or one Foxy token. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
like you could rent out your bitmaps as well if someone doesn't have somewhere to park their miner.
yeah.
Unless there's some benefit to having it in a common ground. I was going to ask as well, like, how does it work? Like, if I want to, let's say I want to mint some assets using my miner, are they going to be like, let's say, as I said, your example, like you wanted to make a car. Where does that live outside of the Foxy metaverse? Is that going to be like an inscription or an NFT, or like how would it work in terms of like where those assets would be produced?
It will be on chain, the other resources that you're going to get. If it's, our token, we will be going to airdrop you. So you can see that on your wallet. Similar way.
Cool. It's like a new level of recursion. It's like, let's say that I wanted to
Yes,
build a
exactly.
chess game. I want to build a chess game on my block. Now I need to mint a bunch of pieces, right? And do that. And that I could do that, right? Like you to make myself a chessboard and some pieces out of inscriptions, NFTs using the Bitminer or something like that.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
that's a great
like,
idea.
multiple
Awesome.
endpoints connecting that. It's
Yeah.
something like that.
That's a
Awesome.
great
I
idea.
love this idea. This is all like amazing ideas. I
Well,
feel like we're
yeah,
in
I mean, like
a board
this
meeting
rolls
right now.
out. If this rolls out the way that they're saying this, I think you guys will have a lot of users because they're looking for
Use
interaction
cases.
and
Yeah.
with use cases for Bitmap as well as DMT.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we
before
want
we
to make it really, really big.
before we drop you guys back down, we're going to give you guys a time at the end to kind of say your last words. There's a question from DJ Clitty Litter. He says, can he put his feet pics all over his Bitmap in your
You
world?
can actually do a concert, if you
With
own a
feet
land
pics?
through the
Okay.
Bitmap, you can do a concert.
Gotcha.
Oh man.
We can even
I'm
do
sorry.
this live section there.
I had to be the one to do that, right?
I love DJ, but saying his name out loud in a setting like this is just awful.
That is true, but it isn't what it means, or sounds like what it means. But okay, guys, we appreciate y'all. We're gonna bring y'all back up at the end. You can say your last words to the community. We appreciate the updates.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right,
That was fun.
That was awesome.
So many ideas are like bouncing through my head now. Like I'm just thinking, like you could build like a machinist scheme on your potentially on your Bitmap or using DMT stuff. It's a lot of really cool stuff that you could potentially do with this.
You end up with a level of recursion, and I think that's great for like metaverse projects. Is when people have the choice to. Because let's say like you've mint some NFTs, but you're not I'm not trying to make a project right now. I'm not trying to make a project. So if I wanted to mint something for a metaverse that I'm taking part on, doing it within the metaverse is a perfect solution, and everyone can see what you're doing and mess around with what you're playing about with. As long as the fees don't get too crazy, it's a good time to mess around with that kind of stuff. And it's always interesting because you get a different type of person who is going to be playing the games and getting involved, and the social-fi aspect of it and making things on there. You're talking about a different type of person than necessarily the guy that just makes a project, right? Like they're making stuff for fun and just because you can, and like make something that's interactive on the platform. And it sounds cool.
It's kind of like if a whole bunch of people were building out in the open, right? Like a lot of people could just build something, and I could build on top of your building. You can build on top of that, and then kind of like building blocks of just a whole bunch of people out in the open, just building something with these miners and all types of different things. And at the end, they can all kind of fit into each other.
It's like Bitcoin Minecraft just happening slowly.
Well, and that's my thing is that like my theory is that if there's going to be a successful metaverse, it's going to come out of our ecosystem because of our approach of things. You can use multiple different computer programming languages over here. You can use recursion. It just seems like it's very friendly for that type of environment.
100%.
Yeah.
Great. All right. Bring up Mark.
Let's bring Mark back up from the launch punk so him and Rob can give us some updates here on what they got cooking. How y'all doing,
guys?
Hello.
Oh, Mark, you're on mute.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah, all right, guys.
What's going on, Rob? I hear you're the guy we need to speak to.
Apparently,
So what's been going on with launch punks? It seems like you guys have some updates. Everybody's excited. They were super impressed after they saw your updated website. If you guys could give us some updates to the community, that would be greatly appreciated.
Okay. Well, development wise, we're heading towards MVP product release. Getting really into the weeds now with the technical sort of bits and pieces. But on the surface, it's looking nice. We're going to hide all that complexity and make it sort of a fun, usable experience. It's going to be graphical and engaging. And there's a few things that we've got planned as well. We're going to generate avatars based on people's Bitcoin addresses and give everyone an avatar. So I can show a little bit of that work in progress as well today.
Yeah, please do.
Do you want to go through the video, Mark? Should we?
I thought you were.
Oh, right.
That's why everyone's looking at you, Rob. Nobody even knows I'm here now. You've got the alpha.
Right. Let me find it.
Some big expectations now. No, just kidding.
Okay.
I'll have to find it now.
Slick.
All right.
Yeah, we do have big expectations. I mean, based on what everything I've seen demo wise, the actual branding and images are so on point. It just looks amazing.
Okay, let me present.
Yeah, man, we got 740 people watching you, Rob. So just don't get nervous.
Oh, just add more pressure on them.
Can I share just a bit of my screen?
I can grab your screen. Let me see. You see it, Yagobi? I don't see it sharing it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
There it goes.
It's got this. I just got to be careful not to share the URL. So this is going to be the homepage for the MVP. So we've got we're going to have live prices across the top. We're going to have some quick stats for your user profile. There's a notification bell there. There's your little wallet address. We're going to have the leaderboard for the entire site down here. This will be basically anyone who's registered will appear on the leaderboard. And to start with, on this main page, we'll just have the projects that are listed, but we've got plans to put all sorts of content on this sort of main page and turn it into a sort of news feed. So you can come to Launch Punks and get not just projects and token launches. You can come and you can get news and you can get updated, and there can be links to things that are happening in the community, and you can sort of stay informed. So we want it to be sort of a hub really for information and all the exciting things that are happening on tap.
That looks great.
So yeah, so this is what I think there's going to be a lot of it's going to be very graphical. When you hover over stuff, there'll be.
I've seen some launch pads try to take this social approach, and it just seemed like there was just too much going on and stuff like that. And from what I'm seeing from your MVP here, I like that it's kind of minimalistic a little bit. Obviously, you have to have certain data up there, but it's not overwhelming, and I think that's going to be very important. Obviously, the social aspect of it is going to be a big component. But is that what your approach is? Because you guys look different than the other social launch pads that I've seen.
Yeah, well, I think the trick is you need to have a lot of information, but you need to make it uncomplicated to look at and to use. And you give people the information they want when they want it, instead of bombarding them with everything. The main problem I have with a lot of launch pads is it's kind of like looking at a bus timetable. There's just all these figures and squares, and it's like I'll go cross-eyed straight away. So it's organizing everything sort of neatly. And so this is what the project page will look like for the projects we're launching. There's going to be all the links up here. There'll be some tokenomics, so you'll be able to see basically if it's just a cash grab, or if there's the use of funds is sensible. We're going to put that up front because you need that sort of trust. If you're investing in someone, there should be some transparency. So we'll put that up there, and then here this will be where you interact with the where you put your points in. And haven't really touched on points yet, but we're going to have points and we're going to have tokens, and they're going to be sort of separate. So you can earn points and use your points on the platform on top of your tokens, and you'll be able to do that by engaging with activities and all these sort of gamification things. So this is sort of some of it's not in there yet. There's some exciting stuff maybe.
Is that the leaderboard?
Or later. Yeah, so inside each project as well, there'll be a leaderboard. So
each project gets their own leaderboard.
That's good.
Awesome.
I like that.
The way it works is you get your score, which is first of all based on how many tokens you lock up, but then you can increase that by using the platform, and then so you've got a score, and then you can put a certain amount of your points if you're interested in a project. If I've got 10,000 points and I think this project looks really good, then I can put 7,000 of them into the project, and then I can do activities to boost that in the project, and then depending on my position in the leaderboard, I've got a different chance of securing an allocation, and the people at the top will get a bigger allocation than the people at the bottom. So, but you can work your way up, once you're in there. And when you earn points for participating in a project launch like this, you get to keep all the points you've earned and put them into the next project. So you keep leveling up, as you go through it. And because with a lot of launch pads, you sort of get interested in a project, you learn about it, and then it's over, and then you might have been retweeting and you haven't really got anything to show for it afterwards. So we want to make sure that like everything that people do, they're rewarded for it, and it's worth their while. Even if you don't secure an allocation, then you've got a better chance next time.
Yeah. And the points seem really easy to obtain. Like, this is stuff that I do already. Like, I join if I'm interested in getting into a project, I obviously join the Discord. I'll obviously follow them on Twitter. I'll obviously retweet them and stuff like that to get more people. So the earning the points is just really just being a community member.
That's right. Yeah. We're gonna have like little quizzes and things as well. You can earn points by answering quizzes, and we can later on, in Discord and Telegram, we can have interactivity on the bots as well. So if you've got a Discord guild and you want to put a quiz in there, or maybe you can reward people for engaging with the Discord, and Abby can say this person's a valuable community member, give them something, and then you get a bonus on the launch pad as well. So there's all sorts we can do with this. This is just really the very sort of embryonic early stages.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You have a comment here from one of our community members that says, okay, just please be fair on the referral program. Not everyone can do it.
Okay. I wonder if I can show a little bit of that. We will have a referral system. So if you have a qualified referral, then you get a discount off any allocations that you pay for. And go on, Mark.
On that, Rob, I think it was meaning that on a referral, if they refer 4 or 5 people, they don't get 10,000 points. It's all about making what they do participating cheaper for them.
Okay. Yeah. So you don't get points for referrals. No, that's completely separate. The referral system's separate from the point system.
Gotcha.
But you can get you can get like actual sort of dollar value discounts for referring people.
Gotcha. Okay, he had a follow-up question. He says, can you explain about the authentication for logging in?
Sure. So the minimum that you'll need is to connect your wallet, and then you'll be able to connect certain social media accounts and link an email address and KYC, but that's optional. But by doing that, you do get we will reward people for linking accounts, and it will let you complete the activities in the projects, and earn more points. So if you're a high roller and you've got loads of money, you don't care, you can participate with just your wallet and not worry about the points. Or you won't need to do that, but you will be incentivized to. That makes sense.
Gotcha. Well, this is awesome. This has been awesome. We appreciate you guys showing us this. We're excited. I guess the last question before because we do have a couple more guests, some new ones popped in from the TAP ecosystem, so we got to try to squeeze them in as well. But the last question is, when are you guys looking for, possibly maybe like an alpha version or a beta version of this?
Well, we're hoping to have the MVP, minimum sort of viable product out, early stage, in around about a month's time. And our first raise will be for a meme coin, and it will be free to participate, but you will have to commit some funds to buying Launchpunks tokens when they're released. Yeah. So but the meme coin thing will be free, and it'll be just something fun, and it'll be a way of making sure that everything's working as it should before we put project's real tokens in there, before we guinea pig.
The meme's aimed for a community meme. If people get behind it, then the community make money.
So I suppose we should
it's not a meme that we own. it'll be the community's meme. So that's how we stress test the platform. We get users on board and interacting with the platform. We get feedback off them. And for that, we chuck out a meme coin. We don't sneakily hold on to 20% of the whole supply and tell you all, oh, yeah, it's all in the community, but we'll just keep dumping this on you. It is a community project, and that is it. It's just a bit of fun. And like Rob says, there's a lot of things on the platform that need to be stress tested at large numbers, which you can't do other than launching something. And I don't want to launch a particular project and find out we've got an issue with the platform halfway through. So
I
I
love a good meme coin. Are you guys have a name or anything involved? Yeah, obviously you don't want to get stolen, but like, do you guys have an idea for something, dog whiff hat style or something crazy like that?
we can speak to you in the DMs. We'll chat with you because you guys have your finger on the pulse and you can help steer it because you are part of the community. You've got your community behind you as well. So I can see you getting excited here.
We're gonna have something fun, exciting. I'm down. Because that's kind of what happened. We've experienced with like other chains, and the first meme coin was exciting. It really got people going, and that's actually really genius of you guys to really get Tap flowing again with a meme coin that people are getting for free for just stress testing your system. It's genius. It's smart.
Perfect scenario.
Yeah, it's a great way to test out the rewards as well. As one thing that I did want to ask is with the reward, like I see that you have like the Twitter rewards, like follow us on here, such and such. Is that something that you will be able to get, like working with the projects to like maybe come up with some specific reward systems per project, right? Let's say that one of the projects you're raising for is a game. Could you make it so that like people could potentially earn some rewards for interacting with the game or like completing the first level or something, right?
We could do those sorts of integrations. Yeah,
we have got not the idea. We're having something made that's a custom-made Telegram bot, and so each project will have that, and that's where they can customize it to themselves, the prizes as well as the points. And it's all about community building for the projects that come on board with Launch Punks. We just got to get that community building.
Yeah, we should. I mean, we should be able to do. We could do custom integrations for the right projects. Sure.
And when you guys are ready, when you guys launch that meme coin, we'd love to have you do it live. It'd be pretty cool to have you guys kind of walk us through how it's going on, or something that we do. Maybe we'll do a full episode on how to access it, how to use it, and maybe even do like the first hour live, watch it meme in. That could be fun.
Yeah,
that'd be stressful for you, Rob.
He's gonna have a bicycle pump. Shizzy's gonna have a bicycle pump right there while we watch the chart.
First ever launch live on YouTube.
Yeah. Let's do it, man.
It could be fun for sure. Yeah, we've done a couple launches live, and they've been actually really successful in terms of excitement and stuff like that. We can't guarantee like a huge pump.
That's a brilliant idea. It's a brilliant idea, but
awesome.
That. We'll talk about it more.
Yeah, sounds for sure. Well, we appreciate both of you guys. That was some huge alpha. We can't wait till the MVP's live and all that great stuff. But we're gonna pull you guys down and get the next builder up. So we appreciate that.
Great.
Right. And this
is an open invitation to all Tap builders. Just Tap Tuesdays for you guys. If you guys are out there building something, please contact us. We'll add you to the group, and we'll get you guys on every single Tuesday. We want to try and do these as much as possible.
I can't get over how good their site looks, man.
It looks
actually, someone just commented and said, just checked out Launchpunk's website. Very impressed, or very thumbs up. Is same thing. All right, guys, we're going to bring in Tap Wallet and Explorer. We've had them on the past, I think, 2 or 3 Tap Tuesdays, but they've been building a lot, so they have updates. So welcome back to Tap Tuesday with Ordinal Revolution. How are you doing? And
thank you for your patience, man. Thank you so much for your patience. We know you've done it for a long time, so we appreciate you really sticking with us.
No, it's all okay. Thank you very much again for the invitation. First of all, I would like to say happy birthday to the Tap protocol. I heard that it's 1 year.
What years?
And a lot of things happening since the first year of Ordinals, and now the first year of TAP. that's when the bull run began for Ordinals. Maybe we'll see the same thing for the TP protocol. After 1 year, that's when it all starts, right?
Yeah.
I'll also like to welcome our new advisor for our ecosystem. It's Abdul from the Natamon team. Maybe you
Oh,
have
nice.
already heard about
Should I
him.
bring him up?
If he's here,
Yeah, let's bring him up.
yeah, if he's here, pull him maybe. Yeah.
What's up, Abdul? We didn't know you were
Yo, what's
advisor
up?
for this.
What's up,
buddy?
guys?
Breaking
How are
news!
you?
Breaking news!
You know, like the
I-
team at Tap Wallet is impressive. I mean, they have a lot of ideas and they keep on just innovating on these ideas as well. So, I mean, Tom, we're coming for the official Tap Wallet, by the way. Just keep that in mind, Tom.
Ooh.
Drama. That's it seems to be what the show is about today,
a
huh?
lot of competition. A lot of competition.
Oh,
It's
it's
been a,
always
it's been a while, Abdul, man. Nice to hear you again.
Has been, Shizzy. I've been seeing, you know, the tweets about bitmaps. I mean, you might not realize it, but I feel like you guys are kind of the same in terms of the level of passion and emotion you guys have towards some of these projects. It's just that you guys have different ideas, so it clashes. But the passion is there, so I mean, it's just how it is.
It's all about starting the conversation, right? It's all about opening people's thought processes up. If I gotta be polarizing to do it, if I gotta smack some faces to tell people to wake up and start building more and start being more loud and stop being so crybabies, then I'll do it. If I gotta be the bad guy, I'll be the bad guy.
He's born
Fair
a
enough.
villain. Tom, you were about to make a comment, I think, on kind of infrastructure, I believe, and maybe competition, how it's good. Is that where you were going with that?
yeah. I mean, I think it's obviously really good. I mean, seeing anyone building on the space is brilliant, and yeah, I'm sure that they're going to be filling a lot of the cracks that we miss out, right? Like especially when we're talking about explorers and marketplaces, and like we've now got one more developer who is highly skilled and knows his way around the ecosystem. It's just great for us, you know, no matter what he's building.
100%.
Yeah.
I agree with that. And that was one of my bullish indicators about Tap's ecosystem. I'm a guy that needs to be convinced, I feel like, pretty significantly. And having two wallets before the Tap original wallet in the infrastructure and a marketplace out there, to me, is going in the right direction for the entire ecosystem. So
100%. And guys, this is tabwallet.io, then marketplace. You can kind of see what's going on. So Tab Wallet, just kind of are you guys seeing a lot of volume, a lot of different things with this at all so far? You get a lot of uses?
Yes, we have been having a growing user base on the Tap Wallet, almost 400 users. And the marketplace listings have increased as well. It's just the start. We just released about like 3 or 4 days ago, maybe 1 week, and we have started with a good adoption, and we have begun with a lot of improvements. Now we are introducing a points system on the marketplace. That's going to be pretty cool. So just for interacting with the marketplace by making listings, editing. Listing units, creating like transfer inscriptions and all this stuff, you get rewarded in points. And after you reach a certain number of points, you'll get a reward in either a Tap Zero token pass or a unit themselves, like for example, an Atrox, Royal, depending on the number of points that you have accrued so far. And I think that's going to be pretty cool and a good incentivize for people to keep using the marketplace.
So
Also,
I can earn a royal by using the marketplace?
Yes, according to the system, for example, if you reach 100 points, you can get one free Tap Zero token pass. Tap Zero token pass, for the ones that don't know yet, it's a pass that allows you to enjoy like zero fees all across the entire ecosystem on the marketplace, swaps, wallet, inscriptions, privilege authorization means, like everything. And for example, at 150 points, you can get like a Natrox. At 200 points, you can redeem it for Royals unit. And so far, it's going to be like really interesting, this point system. It's basically trading exposure and use of our marketplace and rewarding you with with units that have real liquidity, and that can be quite cool.
I absolutely love this idea. I mean, it hasn't been tapped into, no pun intended there, at all in terms of like, you know, points to rewards. You know, people say rewards, but typically that means token airdrop later or something like that, right? So this is directly almost kind of like a catalog to where like you earn points in the shop and then you can just,
Yeah.
you know, purchase digital assets, any one that you want that's within that reward system. So that's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, exactly. People just choose the asset that they want to redeem. Either it's a new nut or the token pass, and that asset is sent within, let's say, 24 hours. It's going to be a random one. You cannot specify exactly which one it's going to be because we have like a stock for these assets, but you'll receive it within 24 hours maximum. And I think it's going to be pretty cool. Also, we have added lots of extra features. Like every 6 hours, we try to add a new feature on the marketplace. I don't know if you have seen already, but now just by clicking the ticker on the marketplace, you can access directly to all the activity that is happening on that specific token. And also, if you go to the activity tab on the marketplace, the general one, you can just filter by the ticker. So it's much easier than having to select individual tickers. Yeah, there you go. If you go to activity, on the top, you have the ticker. On the right. You can just write there on the left. No, on the left, the first one.
This
where
one.
it says
Oh, I can type it in.
Yeah. For example, you just type there the Royals, for example.
What is it?
Royals
or the Royals? Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
There you go. You have all the activity that is happening in this unit. You have the pagination already ready and everything. Right now we didn't have any sales yet, but I think that can be changed soon.
Yeah.
Also, if you log in, yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say Shizzy's used the marketplace. I know that for a fact to purchase things, and that transaction was pretty smooth for you, right?
Oh, he's easy. Yeah, it happened right away too. I got lucky with the block and everything. So yeah, it was really smooth.
Yeah, our mission in the marketplace is to build like really the fastest and most robust marketplace on Ordinals. You know, to make it like really simple, really intuitive, and easy for everyone to use and interact with. I think that's the most important thing when you have a project, to make it simple and with the utility for everyone, like what everybody needs to do. What else? We also have integrated I don't know if you have seen, but the shrooms. There is a community called DMT Shrooms. The developer has abandoned the project some time ago, and we have basically integrated the art on our Unite index in order to eternalize it. Otherwise, it will be lost. If you go to the Explorer, not in Explorer, but on the index, yeah, you go to the Unite
right?
index, Unite.
Yeah.
Just go to the shrooms, like where it says search by ticker on the top right corner.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
over there. Just like shrooms.
On here.
There you go, the second one.
Yep.
Now just click on any address. The first one, for example. Not just paste it on the Explorer over there. Yeah.
And
then click Unite. And filter by search by you can filter there. Yeah, so it's shroom there. Yeah, yeah, shrooms.
All right. Oh wow.
There we go. You get the collection already, and it's gonna be eternalized and decentralized maybe in the future. We really love this collection, and we decided to save it, and now it's gonna be there forever.
And that thing with DMT is that, like, if you don't have a marketplace, which we do now, or a lot of these wallets, Unisat and Xverse don't show the image, and someone abandons it, then it's going to really get abandoned, in my opinion, because it's just text to them at that point. But now what this has been able to was to show the images on here so it can kind of revive the project. Is that what your thought is?
Exactly, because at the time the deployer didn't reinscribe the sats with the code for rendering the UNAT images. So basically, what we did, we created that code itself, and just created the code and render the image on the websites. It obeys all the principles of DMT to have the trace and attributes according to the Bitcoin block data. So I think it's a valid idea. I think the community is happy with that as well, because the collection is really great. Another thing I'd like to talk about is our partnership with Mises Browser, and this is a big one. I don't know if you heard about Mises Browser. It's a browser specially dedicated to crypto. It's the biggest crypto browser. It has almost 3 million downloads and more than 500,000 users per month. So it's like really big. And we have just had a conversation with them about 1 hour ago, and we are integrating the Tap wallet with them. So we expect like a big influx of users to use our wallet, and consequently to use our marketplace and ecosystem as well.
Awesome. You guys have been
it's gonna be done.
Building and grinding and doing a lot of stuff, behind the scenes and stuff like that. So super happy, guys. There is a Tap marketplace right now that's totally dedicated to the Tap ecosystem. So take advantage. Get in early. It's tapwallet.io, and then click on marketplace when you get there, and you can list your Tap tokens, you can list your DMT tokens, you can list your UNAT collections, whatever you want to do. But they are live right now, and this is something that we've been waiting for, right? Obviously there's more marketplaces to come, but this is the one that's out there right now. So let's take advantage.
There's a focus with Tap Wallet on really expanding on really a lot of elements of the infrastructure. And one thing we can say is that we've also been talking to a predictions market on Ordinals, and there might be something set up there between us as well. And you might be able to hear about it this week, because I'm going to have a call with them quite soon.
Yeah, I'll
There's
be
two of them.
DMing you, Abdul, after this call. No, man, that's so awesome what you guys have been doing for the space. Shizzy, did you have any other questions or anything? Are you good?
No, I just to hit on what you're saying, is absolutely amazing. Like, we actually have a wallet now, and you guys are building constantly. I can't wait to see what this looks like in a year from now, right? I'm so excited to see infrastructure and stuff like that. And what you were talking last week really got me bullish on potentially sharing the transactions, sharing the listings between all the Tap marketplaces, right? So where you can buy, if I list something on tapwallet.io, and I can go buy it on the one that Benny's creating, or vice versa, and stuff like that. So I just think that Tap ecosystem seems to be very tight knit, and the building and the innovation is just happening.
Yeah.
And also we are also tracking the activity for the transfers outside the marketplace. So whenever a user transfers a UNAT to some other wallet, we just track it. It's not implemented yet, but it will be implemented as well soon. So it's like a real on-chain activity, like BTC scan for UNATs.
Awesome.
I think it's gonna
That's
be
so
awesome as well.
Yeah,
by
there's
the way, yep.
Go ahead.
Just to finish my part, we're just having a NetFrogs giveaway, and in about 4 hours we have about 20 participants. All you have to do is just follow us on Twitter, X, Discords, and list something on a marketplace. Of course, we want to increase the usage of our marketplace. If you want to participate, it's completely free, and you can have a NetFrogs to earn. It's operated by Alphabot, if you're interested.
Awesome. Yeah, guys, you heard it. Go to their Twitter account. It is at the Tap Wallet, and participate to win, potentially win a NetFrog there. But We appreciate both of y'all's time. We have gone over about 7 minutes, but that's okay. It's been an amazing Tap Tuesday.
Thank you very much. Sorry about the extension.
No, you're good. You're good.
No, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
958 people in here. I mean, I'll tell you what, the Tap community does not surprise us anymore. You guys show up for Tap Tuesdays for sure. And what we're going to do now is bring everybody up so they can kind of have their last words before we end this Tap Tuesday. So let's go ahead and bring everybody to the stage here.
Make it feel like the Brady Bunch in here.
Goodness gracious, it is the Brady Bunch there. All right, let's go ahead and start with Wade and Aaron from Foxy. Whoever wants to go, just kind of your last words to the community, with Foxy and Tap.
Yeah, thank you guys for your time. Thank you guys for the big support. Please do follow Foxy Official. We're giving away some whitelists for the Bitminer. It's going to be really, really, really huge. So follow us.
Awesome. Appreciate that.
They're right here. Go check these out, guys. Give them a follow and everything right there. So.
What's their Twitter at?
They're at Foxy FOXXI official OFFICIAL, and I can put that in the show notes below as well.
Okay, awesome. All right, Rob, you're up next. Your final words for Launch Punks to the Tap community.
Well, thanks for having us on the show, first of all. One thing we haven't mentioned is that we're launching a big promotion campaign this week, and you will be able to win prizes by following some of our partners, including Foxy, and that's lined up in the future. And by participating in the campaign, you will get certain perks and benefits in the future when we launch the actual product. So the aim of the game is community building, giving things away, and just getting the word out.
Awesome. Appreciate that, Rob from Launch Punks, guys. And then we'll go with the Tap Wallet and Explorer. Your final words.
That's it. I think I have said it all. I would just love to hear Tom playing some piano. I have been chatting here on the because he's really an artist, and I've been looking at his videos on YouTube, and he's really, really good. I think all of you should hear it. I was amazed, Can you just do it for like 2 minutes if possible?
As long as people don't mind, yeah, I'll give it a go.
Come on.
Okay. All right. Well, that will be Tom's final word through music, I guess.
Yeah.
But before that, what do you have to say about the Tap ecosystem?
Me?
Who?
Yes. This is
sorry.
Tom,
Right, yeah. Sorry, I didn't hear that bit. I was spacing out. Firstly, I just wanted to say to Tap Wallet, I think it's awesome that we actually have a marketplace now that has some sort of incentivization for users, because at the moment, like the marketplaces work, but there's no reward for your transactions, right? There's no reward for you using their marketplaces. They take the 1% off you or whatever, but there's no inbuilt mechanism to reward the person actually providing the inscriptions and the activity.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's awesome that you guys have gone down that route, because it just adds an extra layer of utility.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think it's going to be quite useful and a good incentive for people.
100%. You guys killed it today, man. 978 people in here. I was hoping we could do 1,000. I don't think we're gonna make it, but I just appreciate you guys coming on each and every Tuesday. Absolutely amazing. I mean, just giving the community, your opinions and what you're building, and just in general, this is what's gonna build Tap to being what I think it's going to be. I think it's gonna be next level. I think it's gonna be one of the top 3, if not top 2, if not top 1, protocols on Bitcoin. So we'll see what happens in the future, but it's because of guys like you. And I always stress that. It doesn't matter what you build. It's about who and how many people are building. And, that makes a big difference. And, when people come out and they say things like, this is the best protocol, show me the builders and I'll show you the best protocol. And it really seems like Tap has a bunch of amazing builders building on it.
Yeah, just the quality of the project, Shizzy, is impressive. I mean, Foxy, Launch Punks, the design there is excellent as well, and Tap Wallet with the infrastructure. Tom, who's always pretty much on every Tuesday. I mean, it's a collaborative community. It's awesome stuff.
And Abdul, credit to you. You put this together. I mean, you were the originator of this, man. You
Yeah.
started the chat room and everything, so you
I
were really
appreciate you guys.
pushed this thing, and it was a great
think-
idea. I mean, Yagobi just rolled with it. So
Yeah. And I think to the Tap Wallet guys, you guys got a great one. You know, we've had the you know, opportunity to work with Abdul before, and I think he's going to be a great addition to you guys in many ways. So
Yeah.
with that being said, we're going to go ahead and end this Tap Tuesday. We appreciate each and every one of you guys, and we will see you guys next Tuesday.
I'll play you out with some
Oh.
piano if you still want that.
Yes, yes. Play us out with some piano.
And what I will say just quickly
Thank you
is
so much.
keep your eyes out on the Tap Twitter, because I've got a feeling there'll be some more information dropping in the next few days to week, let's say.
All right.
And right, I'll just make sure you guys can hear me first.
that's good.
Is that coming through?
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay, right.
Let's go. Oh, we got a concert going on.
Thank you.
That's what Top is
That
all
was
about.
amazing.
Encore,
That was great,
encore.
dude.
That was
Stacking
amazing.
notifications,
Yes.
what Top is all about. Congratulations.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that's
You're not
good.
gonna
That's
get
the
that.
vibe. That's the
Yeah.
vibe of TP.
Yeah. Yeah. Tap
Thank you
Tuesday
so
is
much,
the only
Tom.
place you're gonna be able to get an outro by an amazing pianist. So that got us a tip, and we were 2 away from 1,000. So we appreciate you, Tom.
One away from 1,000. Let's go.
Come on, make it
Oh.
happen.
You see one more?
Oh,
Two more now. We
it's
need
okay.
two
I
more.
knew it.
Next
All right,
week.
guys.
All right,
It's-
guys.
It's all because of the bitmap thing.
Probably.
Otherwise, we would have done the
Wow.
1,000.
We hit 1,000. All right, you got us there. Everybody here got us there.
Awesome.
We appreciate you guys. Next Tuesday, don't be late, because it's going to be action packed like it was this Tuesday. We will check you guys next week. Thank you guys.
Thank you,
Thank
Rob.
you.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you,
Nice
guys.
one.
Everybody, Tom. Great job,
Thank
guys.
you.
All right. Absolutely amazing, dude. We went out with a song. I think Sam Sage might be getting replaced by Tom. Like it was absolutely amazing. This was exciting. I couldn't stop coughing there at the end, which was it was a lot to take in today, man. A lot of information, a lot. Launch punks are going to be really big. Foxy, their bit miner is going to be absolutely amazing. And obviously Abdul joining Tap Wow. That's huge
That was a
for
big
both
pickup
parties.
for them. Yeah.
Wow. There was someone named Claudia who their connection wasn't allowing them to add them up there. So Claudia, if you want to just message in the thing, let us know who you are, and maybe we can figure out what your issue was. Apologize for that. But if you are a tap builder and you want to come on Tap Tuesdays, just let us know. We'll add you to the Telegram group, and you guys can come on as well. We want to support all the tap builders out there, and it's been absolutely amazing. Finishing up with a song, I still can't believe it. Really cool. Any last words before we get going?
No, today's episode was fun. Great banter back and forth. I think we both probably landed on a similar plot with kind of how that discussion ended up with Foxy kind of joining in there. But these type of discussions need to be had. And guys, first of all, it's nothing but love in terms of like how we truly feel about everybody in this space. Obviously, a couple of small outliers, but for the most part, just don't take things. I would recommend don't take things so personal. And I know things can get emotional when assets are not performing optimally. And the conversations just need to be had. They need to be like spurred up sometimes, right? And that's all this is having conversation, trying to make at the end of the day, if it's Shizzy or me speaking, both of us are aligned in the terms of trying to get this Bitcoin ecosystem to a better place. That's all we want, as well as most of you guys, right? At the end of the day. And so, it was an amazing show.
Yeah, and to your point, real quick, like we just try to create conversation when there's no conversation, right? A lot of times too, like I come off like an a-hole or whatever, but I just want to get the conversation started, and I truly do feel like the Bitmap community needs to step up. You guys need to really take it, stop the crying, stop blaming people for what's going on, and start building, start creating spaces around this, start creating, start being more vocal, start doing tutorial videos on Bitmap on what's going on and the news and updates, and just be more out there and be more open to sharing what is going on. If you crying in the background doesn't do anything. So that was one of my main points of just coming at Bitmaps today. I love Bitmap. It's our logo. It's never going to stop being our logo. I'm going to continuously keep looking at it as an asset that I want to hold. And it's just something that'll never stop being a part of Ordinal Revolution, but it needs to be elevated. We as a community need to come together and figure out what we need to do to elevate Bitmap to what we think it can be.
Yep. 100%. And guys, if you do have some extra time, please check out our partners. Bitperp is a perpetual DEX that's going to be launching on Botonics, the new Bitcoin layer 2 that should be coming out. Their focus is going to be Bitcoin layer 1 assets, primarily runes is what I'm seeing. And we will get more information on when that launch date should happen. But we use them for Bitcoin's price action during the charts, and they have some really nice charts. You can actually draw and put lines on them as well. So make sure you check them out at bitperp.io, as well as Ordinal Hive. They are the Blur of Bitcoin building on Merlin chain. They also have their native platform on native Bitcoin as well. So check them out. You can earn points. Go to their Discord so you can get added to the beta version of their site. It is live right now, so you can live trade on there for real actual Bitcoin and earn points. And then we have Fluid Dex with the Fluid tokens that has the runes decentralized DEX. Now they just added extra liquidity options with their aggregator, pulling from Magic Eden and other marketplaces. So that's going to be very, very exciting. Please make sure you're engaged, because you can earn points to get into that top 1,000 rankings. We have a list. We're going to go over it in depth on Friday, but there's a list, and we're going to create a tutorial on how to use their platform. But if you hold certain ordinals, including the Ordinal Revolution OG Pass, you'll get a multiplier of 2% each ordinal you hold. So make sure you check them out so you can get that pass. The deadline date is August 15th for that in terms of points acquired. So make sure you go there. And then we have Verothium Dex. We spoke to Sam, the founder of Verothium Dex. Liquidity has been added. Deployment is imminent. You will be able to stake your mines any minute. So just, put your notifications on for their Twitter so you can get that. They are on Merlin chain, but they are a Bitcoin layer 1 focused asset. And then of course, Traverse, the #1 security solution for Bitcoin layer 1 assets, the 2-step MFA always protects your Bitcoin layer 1 assets. And that is a wrap for our partners.
Yeah, man. Cold storage vault, as I like to say. But check out ordinalrevolution.com, guys. Every time you guys come to the site, it helps us. It really helps our stats. So if you guys wouldn't mind coming to ordinalrevolution.com as much as possible, that would be absolutely amazing. And we also have this amazing new article all about Hermetica. We had Hermetica on the show last night. That video will be coming out tomorrow. Absolutely amazing person Jacob is and what they're building. They're backing a stable coin by a dollar worth of Satoshis every day. That changes, and it's absolutely amazing. So definitely check out our article here and our video tomorrow. We cannot wait to put that out definitely tomorrow. And then check out our store here. If you're looking for the best Ordinals gear, we have it. So check it out here. Send your kids back to school with that is not it, but it's actually, if you go to the store tab right here, we have some of the best gear you guys will have. So check it out. Send your kids back to school with a Ordinal Revolution school bag. They will love you for it, I promise. And if they don't, thank you for buying it. But check out everything else. We have some amazing stuff here. And guys, and we're live Monday to Friday. We come to you guys every single weekday, Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Pacific, and 4 p.m. UTC. So check us out. We'll be back here tomorrow. We'll definitely have a tutorial video out potentially tonight, Hermetica video out tomorrow. We have a couple other people joining us this week as well. We're going to have dot swap potentially, and potentially some other videos as well. So check us out. Ordinal Revolution on YouTube, Ordinal Revolution on Twitter, Ordinal Revolution on Spotify, and on TikTok. We are everywhere, guys. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Peace.
We OG, or no OG. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload, yeah. Experts on reload, yeah. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock, ayy. Rooms is coming, everybody on a knot, ayy. It's a nuisance, Ordinal Revolution, ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, it's my guy for real, bro. Got friends right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, like it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nuki on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me.